Why, hello there, hello there, hello there, hello there. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the Agostino Zinga Show with your host, Agostino Zinga, and this is episode number 1029. Episode number 1029 of the Agostino Zinga Show, coming at you live and direct from an undisclosed location somewhere in the depths of London. How you doing? How you feeling? Great, amazing, good to know. Great, amazing, good to freaking know. How am I? I'm good, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm good. All things considered, I'm good. All things considered, I'm good. All things considered, I'm good. So I hope you are just as well as I am. Just as well as I am. The last few days have been pretty mad on the internet. There's been a lot of crazy stuff going on. I've got a jam-packed show waiting for you guys. We're just going to dive right into it. We're not even going to waste any time. We're just going to dive right into it. We're just going to dive right into it. First thing I want to talk about is fucking Tottenham. Big up Spurs. Big up blood clot Spurs, and anked out all my Spurs fans, all my Spurs supporters out there. You guys are going through it. You guys are going through it. Oh my God. I cannot imagine what it must be to be a Spurs fan right now. Must be absolutely brutal because they've got no money. They've got a pretty, I'd say low in quality squad, and they've had a series of pretty bad managers. The latest one, Igor Tudor, the guy that was meant to keep them up, has been sacked after only 44 days in charge. Only 44 days in charge, he got sacked. Now, if I'm Igor Tudor, I can't be too angry, upset, I can't be too angry, upset, because he came in with the precise remit of getting Spurs further up the league table. You couldn't do that. You have to go. But one of the really horrible things about this was that a couple of weeks ago, actually, Spurs, I think it was at home, right, against Nottingham Forest, if I'm not mistaken. The game at home against Nottingham Forest, I think, was the final nail in the coffin. Because I remember the lead up to that game, at Spurs at home, their social media profile was pumping out so much content around supporting the lads. Go Spurs, get behind the players, get behind the team, get behind this player, get behind that player. All this flipping material, all this content they're putting out in the hopes of like galvanizing the fan base, galvanizing the players, only for them to get pumped 3-0 at home for Nottingham Forest. It's one thing if you get battered, right, by Arsenal, by Liverpool, by Man City, by Chelsea even, but getting battered at home by Nottingham Forest when you're trying to stay up in the league is just not acceptable. So he had to go. He had to go. He probably has no flipping, excuses there. I feel like if you come to a team like Tottenham, you have to hit the ground running. Unfortunately, Spurs are Spurs for a reason, so it's going to be hard to hit the ground running. Well, out of the blue and out of absolutely nowhere, and just showing you the absurdness, right? The absurdness of the Premier League. Robert De Zerbi might potentially be moving to Spurs. Now, you know why this is weird? I don't watch Ligue 1. I'm not a weekly watcher of the French league. Sometimes from time to time I'll jump onto flipping Reddit, the subreddit r/football highlights. Big up r/football highlights. If you're not on there, you're not square. If you're not square, you're not on there. Amazing subreddit. And they usually have download links for all these really cool highlight channels, right? Sorry, highlight videos, compilations, right? Of these different football shows from around the world. So there might be a European one, there might be a Champions League one, there might be a Bundesliga one, Eredivisie, whatever, right? They have these really good like roundup shows. So from time to time, I will check out I forgot what the name of the show is, but there's like a Ligue 1 match of the day. So from time to time I'll watch it, right? And the reason why I like watching Ligue 1 because Ligue 1 is quite similar to the Premier League in that it's very physical. It's very physical. There's a lot of really great young talent there. You can kind of do a little bit of scouting on and shit. And usually I think the games are quite entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, for a foreign league that isn't, it's not overly tippy tappy or tiki taka, let's say like La Liga. It's not overly defensive like for probably Serie A, and it's not probably as basketball-fied as maybe like the Bundesliga is. It's not like up and down, but it's a mixture of all three. So it's probably the closest you're going to get to Premier League, which is probably why a lot of Premier League sides like signing players who play in League 1, right? It doesn't matter if you're French or not, but if you play in League 1 and you've got experience, you can usually transfer yourself to the Premier League pretty easily. So I watch it from time to time, and I know Marseille are doing pretty well. Now, I don't know where they are in the league. You know, put a gun to my head. Where are Marseille now in the league? I say probably somewhere within the top 10, maybe top 5. But this just goes to show how ridiculous football is, isn't it? Because Tottenham are, if I'm not mistaken, 1 point above the drop zone. Tottenham are 1 point above the drop zone, if I'm not mistaken. Or they might be in the bottom 3 of the Premier League. It's a fair... Plus you have to imagine, there's no January transfer window. So De Zerbi comes in now to Tottenham. He's coming in at, beginning of April. There's no transfer window. Whatever players he has to make that work. He has to somehow make the players he has now work, right? So no transfer window. Use the players that already have who have gotten Spurs to being 1 point above the relegation zone, right? Or one point below being in the bottom 3. But he is willing, he's considering moving from Marseille with flipping Mason Greenwood and all them man there balling out. And I think there's some other young kid actually in Marseille who's doing really, really good. I think it's a black player. I forgot his name. De Zerbi's willing to move from there to come to the Premier League. So he's basically willing to go from like being in the top 10 of the French league, top 5, to go and potentially manage a club like Spurs, who are 1 point above the drop zone. Now, you know why he's doing it? Because obviously the Premier League is the biggest league in the world. Money, all that malarkey. It's the prospect of glory. It's the prospect of glory. Because imagine, Spurs have been awful. Spurs have been horrendous, right? For a fucking long time. They've been fucking awful. If anything, one of the most embarrassing, I think, moments or memories in the Ruben Amorim Man United kind of history books has to be the fact that we lost to fucking Spurs in a European League final, right? I think fucking Ange, what's his name? Ange, right? Ange beat us in the fucking European Cup final, right? Spurs are disgustingly bad, and even in that final, they didn't even play that well, right? They didn't play that well, but we played way worse, and we, obviously naturally didn't win the Europa League. We didn't deserve it, but I think that was one of the crowning moments of how terrible Ruben Amorim was as a coach, right? So Spurs are technically disgusting. They're awful team. But the prospect of glory, I get it, De Zerbi. I get it. Because on paper, it seems dumb. Obviously, he's going to get a better increase in wages. He's living in London. But the prospect of glory is just too good to turn down. Because imagine if De Zerbi turns Spurs around and gets them climbing up the league. Gets them comfortably finishing mid-table. With some decent performances. Fast-flowing, attacking football. The same sort of shit we seen him do when he was at Brighton. The same sort of stuff we've seen him do recently when he's during his time at Marseille. Imagine if he somehow figures out a way to get Spurs playing, get Spurs ticking. It's only going to increase his stock as a manager. It's only going to increase his stock as a manager. So I completely understand why Roberto De Zerbi is considering or is currently in talks to become Tottenham's new coach after they sack Igor Tudor. Because on paper it sounds crazy, but if you think about it, it does make a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. So I cannot wait to see how this kind of pans out. But the actual interesting little tidbit to add to this, there was a rumour that De Zerbi turned down United job. Before Amorim got the United job, there was a rumour. Oh no, not Amorim. Before fucking Erik ten Hag, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was before Erik ten Hag. Before Erik ten Hag got the job. Was it Erik ten Hag or is it Ruben Amorim? No, it was Ruben Amorim. Sorry, I think it might be Ruben Amorim. I'm sure, so like after Erik ten Hag got sacked, I'm pretty sure the club approached Roberto De Zerbi, sorry, but he said no, you just the club. No, yeah, there is, true, there is. Because wasn't there, there's a clip actually. There's a clip of Roberto De Zerbi. No, that's why he was at Brighton, I apologise. We had Erik ten Hag as a manager. And I think during the rocky times when we had Erik ten Hag, the club basically sounded him out, put the feelers at Roberto De Zerbi. And I think there was like a in-training changing room piece of footage came out that basically showed Roberto De Zerbi screaming at his Brighton players saying, look, I don't even have to be here. I turned down United to stay here, guys. Like, don't take me for granted type of shit. So he turned us down at one point, and now he is managing Spurs. Weird how football works. But, I like Spurs in general as a club, generally. I've got good memories of Spurs from back in the day with David Ginola and them man and shit, right? And Les Ferdinand and all that shit. I like Spurs as a club. I'm not gonna lie. I've got soft spot in my heart for Spurs. Plus, they're the underdogs, right? When it comes to the North London Derby, the fact that Arsenal usually spanked them. I'm always rooting for fucking Spurs. Whenever it's a North London Derby, you know I'm always gonna be rooting for Spurs. So I actually do like them as a club. The Gareth Bale era was fucking disgustingly good as well. Peter Crouch when he played then shit. Love Spurs. So I do hope that this actually turns it around, but it is kind of crazy to see like a top manager in Ligue 1 decide to come and manage a club in the Premier League that could get relegated with no transfer window too, by the way, with no transfer window. Scary, risky. Talking about scary, have you seen the latest skit from Druski? I missed this over the weekend. I couldn't talk about it when it originally dropped, so I'm going to play it now. I'm sure most of you have seen this already. Druski dropped a new skit that poked fun a lot more, you know. I think most of the fun was poked towards Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow. But I think this also encompasses largely the Republican base, you know, the MAGA base, that kind of blonde, you know, that kind of quasi blonde, attractive influencer type of person that is always kind of on the MAGA side of things, right? I think he encapsulated it brilliantly. You know, the thing that really interested me when I watched this clip was when I thought to myself, you know, it's really interesting. Why aren't there no like actual like sketch comedians, stand-up comedians? Why can't they do stuff like this? Or is this a particular skill that Druski has just managed to just hone over the years? Because it's really interesting how he's able to kind of get the tone, understanding, and just be able to kind of demonstrate it, illustrate it in such a really funny comedic way without it coming across too corny, without it coming across lame, and more importantly, without it coming across unfunny. Big up fucking Druski. The latest title of the video is How Conservative Women in America Act. How Conservative Women in America Act. It's fucking brilliant. Check it out. It's on all these social media apps. You know how to check it, but I'm going to play it now because I love it.
Get on your feet, boy!
The makeup. Whoever works with Druski behind the scenes with the fucking prosthetics and the makeup and stuff, whoever you are who works in his team, give yourself a pat on the back. Whomever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are, if you work in the hair and makeup department of Druski Skits Inc., right? Druski Skits Worldwide, Druski Skits Entertainment, whoever you are, you're doing a fantastic job, because that face, that skin tone, the hair, come on, man, the curls, the Fox News curls, right? The hot Fox News anchor curl things. Come on, man, so good. Not Erika Kirk getting sturdy. Not Erika Kirk allegedly getting sturdy with the pyrotechnics. Crazy. With the post Charlie Kirk assassination, Erika Kirk's on here, all smiles, all teeth getting sturdy on the stage. Love it.
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
how about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
How huge. Look at how huge they made them. I know Druski's face is largely huge too, but I feel like they increased the size a little bit more. I know Druski's face is kind of wide, but I feel like they increased the size for comedic reasons. They just increased it a little bit. You know, it kind of reminds you of, who's that guy, a bow selector, right? The guy that kind of ruined Craig David's career for a little bit. It kind of reminds me of the bow selector dude. The perspective of the mask is a little, it's like 3 or 4%, you know, it's like the Virgil Abloh, RIP to him, design principle of like being 3% tweak. It's a 3% increase, but that little 3% increase gives it all the comedic fucking brilliance. Love it, love it, love it.
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers.
The stare into the camera, so good.
Children.
The stare into the camera is brilliant.
But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Honestly, that's brilliant. Because if you watch actual interviews, if you've actually watched interviews of Erika Kirk, you know that this weird stare into the camera, this weird like mascara, light-eyed stare into the fucking camera is spooky, but it's very real. Are they playing? Is that drill in the background? Is that drill?
Sweet cream foam chai ice matcha. And Bella will have all organic pup cup. Organic? Yes, everything organic.
So good. At Pilates, so good.
3, 7. Oh, Hannah, you good? 4, 3, 2.
We have to protect all men in America, especially all white men in America. Those are the boys that we care about in this country. America is
the black security guard. The black security guard at the back. The black security guard at the back. Oh my god, the side eye.
Yes.
So I don't matter?
Because they are the ones who mattered most.
Oh, the scowl. Yeah, the Erika Kirk scowl. The Erika Kirk scowl is so on point too, by the way. I don't know, man. It's just, I feel like we'd all woken up from a collective psychosis, innit? Or some sort of collective hypnotism. Because there was a point in time where, post Charlie Kirk's death, where we weren't really allowed to question Erika Kirk's behaviour. Because I remember the first warning signs for me was that clip of her, like soon after Charlie Kirk passes, they're preparing him, like he's obviously his body's in the coffin and shit. And there's a video that her team uploaded of Erika Kirk kissing Charlie Kirk's hand while he's in the coffin. Or something like that. It's a very eerie video. Like, it's zoomed in super close to. It's not even like something from afar. It's like zoomed in super hard. Like, literally the person must be standing right above them or right beside Erika Kirk. I was like, what the fuck is all that about? That I remember being the first thing. And then, of course, all the appearances on stage. By the way, this reenactment, this sketch, what it showed you is that Erika Kirk's budget is, because, you know, Druski isn't poor. Druski's a very successful content creator, you know, person, whatever it may be. He's got the resources and money to do a lot of things, but even he couldn't replicate, or, you know, the fucking entrances that Erika Kirk has had during these, like, what you call it, TP USA, whatever that fucking thing is that they do, on stage, because her entrances are crazy. And there was a long time where most of us felt bad, most of us felt like we were being disrespectful. We weren't giving her any grace. We weren't letting her grieve in her own way. We all had to kind of like weirdly agree to not say anything, even though we all thought the same thing. Because I think most of us, you know, unless you're MAGA brained, I think most of us all felt the same thing. We all thought the same thing. We're like, hold on, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right. This seems excessive. She's doing way too much. I've never seen somebody grieve the way that she's grieving. This is flipping crazy. So it's great to see her getting poked fun at a little bit, because there was a time where this wasn't allowed, you know? This wasn't allowed, but I would love to know what's actually going on with her, though. I would love to know why Erika Kirk behaves the way that she does post Charlie Kirk's passing, because most people, myself included, would say, regardless of what you think about Charlie Kirk, put that to one side, what he said, whatever it may be, and your views on it. Just the way in which he got assassinated, the graphic, brutal, fatal, bloody way that he got completely taken out, and the fact that that clip was viral and you couldn't escape it for, I don't know, a couple of days on social media, right? I think it would affect the way I grieve. You know, it would kind of change it. So I wonder if this is the change that we're seeing. Because in my head, the change that I would have is that it would completely send me down a crazy spiral that I probably wouldn't be able to get out if that was one of my loved ones, right? If that was a wife, if that was someone in my family, if that was a close friend. That would be something that I think would affect you in ways that you could not imagine. But it would probably send you down a dark, dark spiral. I don't think it would make me do this though, you know? Because I think this would be somewhat understandable, this type of behavior that she's doing where she's kind of entering these conferences, these MAGA shows and stuff, looking like she's a fucking wrestler or something, right? Or that she's like, you know, she's fucking Elton John or Bon Jovi at like a sold out show. I think these scenes or these sub things would make more sense if Charlie Kirk died of like some sort of terminal illness. If over time or just suddenly he passed away from a terminal illness, some sort of disease, right? And that would make more sense. Like, hey, my husband passed very unexpectedly, you know, so I'm going to celebrate his life. Charlie would have want me to do this. That would have made more sense. Okay, cool. Go for the pyrotechnics girl. Go for the smoke machines girl. Go for the fucking, I don't know. Go for the tinsel. Go for the lights, right? Go for the sequins. Go for all the metal. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. You know, Charlie Kirk would have wanted you to live your life to the fullest. But the way in which he died is why I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this lady? Because most people, if their person died in that way, you wouldn't react this way. You know? This is not the way that you'd react. You'd react differently. You wouldn't grieve this way, sorry. You'd be like, you probably wouldn't want to be on social media. You know? Just in case you stumble across a meme about, because the memes about Charlie Kirk when he passed, the memes when he passed, especially because a lot of people, you know, hated him because of his rhetoric and the things that he said. The memes was probably, some of them might have been worse than the actual shooting itself, with how brutal they were, how cold-hearted, how funny. So if that was me and that was somebody that I loved, I would want to avoid social media for a long ass time. But Erika Kirk hasn't stopped being on social media, you know? It's fucking crazy. So big up Druski for this. Druski killed it. Druski killed it. Druski killed it. This is an interesting video. Big up Jay Cinco. Jay Cinco responds after his former cameraman says that he switched up and left him out on his baby shower. Now, most of you guys know, if you're on social media, you would have seen Jay Cinco and Lala Baptise had their on-stream baby shower thing, which was kind of cute, to be honest, because just considering their ages, considering all the baby mama drama they have, and the fact that a lot of those guys are just, very, I say they get about, right? In terms of their, how they kind of operate when it comes to the dating world. They like to get about. So I think it's a really good image for the youngsters, for the young men out there, for the Gen Z kids and above, to see guys of this sort of stature, whatever, deciding to kind of, have kids, get married super young, and doing that way. Because I think it's important to have that sort of representation. We have representation for guys online being unapologetic tricks, right? Unapologetic marks, unapologetic simps, right? Unapologetic fat fuckboys or whatever, unapologetically abusive and whatever, and toxic. I think, we have those, we're all set on those representations, we're all set on those kind of examples. I think it's quite nice to get like somewhat wholesome examples too, where there's like Christian couples or Christian content creators or a creator that wants to settle down with his girlfriend who's made pregnant and get him proposed. I think it's good. So largely, I'm a fan of what Jay Cinco and Lala Baptise got going on there. Salute to them, right? But this clip kind of made me laugh a little bit, because I think to myself, if I was one of Jay Cinco's friends, there is no way that I'm reaching out to you and saying, hey, can I come to your fucking baby shower? Not in a chance. So in case you don't know what I'm going to talk about, one of Jay Cinco's friends jumped on cam or jumped on social and basically called him out for not inviting him to the baby shower. And he got in his feelings about it. And I'm completely in his side. I'm completely on Jay Cinco's friend's side, because if I'm Jay Cinco or if I'm one of his friends and he says this on stream, I'm going to be kind of hot, especially considering the amount of quote unquote celebrities and influencers that are at his baby shower. That would make me feel away. I'm not going to lie. Let's play the clip of Jay Cinco responding, or, basically saying if his friend wanted to come, he should have just reached out to him, which I think is fucking insane thing to say. Let's play the clip anyway.
Like, bro, I can't think of everybody, bro. Like, I can't. That's why I said on live, I said, if I didn't invite you, hit me. It's not that you don't ask to go. Nigga, if you know you cool with me, nigga, ask. Nigga, hey, Cinco, Hey, niggas good to pull up. I had a lot of bros hit me up and say, yo, bro, hey, I nigga pull up. If niggas take it away and feel away, bro, I can't do nothing. If you know me and know my heart, bro, you know that, bro. But if niggas gonna be on some shit like some internet shit, bro, come on, to go viral, bro, we not doing none of that, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, if that's me, there's not a chance in hell that I'm reaching out to you and saying, can I come? I couldn't imagine anything more embarrassing. I couldn't imagine anything more cringe. I couldn't imagine anything more ego depleting, more pride crumbling than asking somebody, can you come to their party? I couldn't imagine anything worse. Hey, let me ask you, can I attend your party? It's a baby shower, which is effectively a birthday party, right? Let's just call it a birthday party. I know it's a baby's birthday party, but there's not a chance in hell that I'm ever reaching out to my friend and saying, can I come to your baby shower? Because in my head, if it's a baby shower, I should be considered anyway because I'm your friend. Usually baby showers are reserved for your close friends and family, or close family and friends. The fact that he was able to remember all of these influencers, right? He remembered to hit up all these influencers. He remembered to hit up all these content creators. He remembered to hit up all these fucking streamers, but he didn't remember one or two of his actual real life friends. That would make me so hot. That would make me so hot. I'd be so mad if I was watching this on stream, if I was at home and I was one of his friends. Like, rah, I'm actually one of your boys. We used to fucking bust down like dollar sandwiches back in the day when we were all broke. We used to share clothes and shit, right? We used to sleep at each other's houses. We'd go out all day. Like, do you know what I mean? Like we were actually homeboy. We're actually close to maybe being family. But you forget to invite me, but you can invite your friends. But on the flip side of this is also where issues that aren't issues get birthed from, right? These are where sometimes friendships break up because of a lack of communication and too much pride and too much ego. And I've been there, especially for men. Because Jay Cinco is saying here with his, I don't think he's lying. He's saying here with somewhat of a straight face, hey, I didn't know. My bad if I didn't invite you friends. But if you wanted to come, you should just hit me up. You guys know what I'm like. You know my heart. You know my character. You know if I didn't invite you, it wasn't some funny guy shit. I just didn't remember. He's saying that, right? And he sounds honest when he's saying that. One of the things that can fuck up friendships is that unwillingness to just say, hey, can I come? Or the reluctance to accept this explanation/apology. Because that's not a bad thing to say. But I can think of moments in my life where I've interpreted something that wasn't meant personally, very, very personally. Because I'm a man, right, and I have fucking balls, I have not addressed the situation at hand because I don't want to, seem like I'm a bitch or seem like it really bothers me, which it does, but I don't want to act like it does, so I don't ever mention it. Then time passes by, and then you guys don't speak again, and then guess what happens? Next minute, you don't hear from that person again. It's now been 10 years, or in my case, that person dies. R.I.P. Joshua Sweeney. This is precisely how friendship, especially male friendships, break down so easily. Which is why the women out there, our female counterparts, right? This is why our female counterparts, even the gays and the they-dems out there, are way better than us. Because they communicate. They can have these uncomfortable conversations that might be a little bit ego depleting. They might be a bit pride crumbling. But they address the issue, they clear the air, and they get things sorted and move on. Because that boy's at home, hot, watching his stream. He's hot. His head is steaming. Watching all these clips. Watching his boy Jay Cinco on Twitch with all these people in his fancy ass mansion, doing their baby shower thing, everyone giving gifts, it looks a good time. The Bull brothers are there, not Casino, but everyone's having a blast. And that boy's probably at home watching it thinking, fuck man, that's my friend. That's my actual friend. And he wouldn't invite me. All the time, all the while, Jay Cinco forgot. Your friend just forgot. Slipped his mind, considering all the things he has on his mind anyway. All the things he has on his plate. From managing the stream, setting it up, making sure, your BM's okay, your family, you've got so many things on your head, he just forgot in the moment. And it all could have been sorted out by just reaching out and saying, hey, number one, can I come? Is it just whatever? Or just, you know, telling the person, hey, I'm a bit pissed off that you didn't invite me. And then they would have said, hey, of course you can come. What do you mean pissed off? Just come down now. And I'm thinking to myself, that's exactly how a lot of my friendships, some relationships have gone to shit because I refuse in some cases to a very self-harming way, right? To a very self-destructive way. I just simply refuse to put my ego and my pride to one side. It's been something that has kind of harmed me from the moment I became a teenager all the way until now that I'm 24, right? All the way until now in my 20s, it has harmed me greatly. This refusal to put my pride and my ego to one side, because I cannot imagine, because even the fact that he said what he said there about, hey man, I forgot, you guys don't take it personally, if you wanted to come you should just hit me up, you know, I said yes, it would have been calm. Even him saying that would, like my brain is so broken, my sense of reasoning is so flawed, my emotional intelligence or kind of whatever balance or equilibrium is so all over the place that him just saying that would have annoyed me. Him saying that would have annoyed me, because hold on, how are you remembering Lonzo Ball and M-Man, right? How are you remembering Jello? How are you remembering Platboy Max? How are you remembering all these fucking guys, but you're not remembering me, who's your actual friend? That would get me really, really fucking hot. But on the flip side, how you rescue a relationship, how you maintain the peace, how you move like an actual adult is to communicate. But that's usually the hardest thing to do. Big up all my good communicators out there. It must be nice. But on the flip side, in case you were wondering, in case you were getting a bit jealous, like, oh my God, I watched that little I've seen the clips of Jay Cinco and Lala Baptise having a little, you know, baby shower thing. It looked cute. I'm getting kind of brody. I want to settle down. I want to have a kid. In case you were wondering, in case you had those feelings, hold your horses. This clip where Lala gets annoyed about the most innocuous thing reminded me just again why being in, you know, somewhat long-term relationships or settling down with somebody is not for the faint. It's not for the weak. You know, if you're a man out there, take your time. If you're a woman out there, take your fucking time, because it's not all sunshine and rainbow. Because this is the day-to-day realness. Because obviously her hormones are all over the place anyway, right? Her hormones are all over. Yo, big up Northside Polar Bear. Appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat.
Shout out Rude Boy has been a fan since early 2024. Based in Chicago aka Chirac, saluting face emoji, good luck on a big move, get this money.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Big move coming soon. I appreciate you so much, brother. Thank you for the super chat. You're a legend. And big up everybody in Chirac, big up everybody in Chicago, home of Yay, home of Drill. We appreciate you so much. Appreciate you, Northside Polar Bear, for the support. So this clip, I feel like, to me, accurately represents why you have to be a bit careful. You have to be a bit hesitant if you're going to jump into a relationship, because this is just all like pregnancy hormones and emotion going on here. But the way Lala kind of interprets this situation and then blows up, it's kind of scary. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, okay, cool, I guess. Yeah, play the clip.
I have to wash all her clothes before I hit them. But I was like, should I wash all of them or just wash the stuff she's gonna wear now? But then maybe they should just all be washed so they're just ready, you know?
We'll talk about, they don't even gotta tell them. TikTok gonna eat your ass up.
Why?
They be on dick.
Because I'm talking about washing her clothes?
Yes.
Huh?
Let's do this.
Babe, what?
I'm just saying, babe, I don't need people being on your dick.
For what? Talking about washing clothes?
I'm just saying, bro. You know, they turn into motherfucking...
I really don't care. They want to be mad about that.
They turn into dry cleaners, bro.
That's fine with me.
Like, everybody's a dry cleaner specialist after this.
I genuinely don't
Baby,
care.
alright, just come on.
Okay.
Alright.
Here, you can tell them.
Oh, come, bro.
You just ruined my mood.
How am I ruining your mood?
Like, what are you talking about?
I'm just saying, babe, I don't need people on your dick, bro.
I don't care.
I know you
what
don't
did
care,
I
but I'm
say
just
wrong?
saying, babe, I just don't want people on your dick. Alright, go ahead. Just tell them.
You tell them.
We're washing clothes.
I'm talking about tell them about these.
I know, baby. You open them. I'm letting you do it.
No, you show it. I just showed it.
Oh my gosh. Low key, I'm gonna grab some more gifts. What are they talking about? Cooking with Kai got a gift. I think that's somebody else's gift.
I'm just gonna drink my water. See, this is the shit that be making me overthink. Cause like, now you just gave them a clip by doing that.
Hey, I don't give a fuck.
But you gave a fuck when I was talking about washing
Yes,
clothes.
because that's not. I'm not tripping on it. I'd rather stop a clip.
What was bad about that? Can someone please tell me?
It's nothing bad, babe. I'm just saying. You know how people. I just don't want you talking about it later.
Okay.
That's all, bro. It's nothing. It's not deep at all.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. Bye, guys.
Nah. Hold on, bro. God damn, bro.
Of course he has to follow. Of course he has to follow. Honestly, trying to understand women is futile. Trying to understand women is absolutely futile. I don't know what the fuck he did wrong there. I don't think he did anything wrong there. But she just blew up over the most innocuous thing and it turned into shit. Yo, big up in the stream chat. Big up who's that? Big up Chantel O'Feast. Another reason to have female friends around you to run situations by an ad needed reasoning. Yeah, for sure. I just think, is it female friends around you? I would go as far as saying that because sometimes my barrier of friendship is a bit high. You don't always need to have friends. Just people that you speak to, even colleagues at work. I think men need to, in my opinion, talking from a man's perspective, I think it's important for most men to get as much feedback from other genders or the other gender, and also the other fucking sexual orientation, whatever, as possible. Just to kind of, I'm not saying soften your speech, but just to kind of, so you have understanding of what kind of, you know what I mean? So you can kind of glean certain things. I think it's important to kind of understand those. They don't need to be your friends, but I think it's important to make friends with the different types of girls in your workplace too, because some people are very binary and a little bit a little bit whatever safe. They speak to girls, but they only speak to girls that they would obviously have more in common with. No, speak to all of them. Speak to the lady that maybe is receptionist a bit older. Maybe speak to the girl that's in your team that might be your age. The person that's maybe your manager that's probably a little bit in the middle, you know? Talk to different types so they can get different sort of like feedback on how they think, because different women at different ages, different socioeconomic levels, different upbringings, whatever, are going to have different ways of interpreting things. Maybe there'll be some overlap, but it's important to get as much data points as possible, because I think in general, when that comes then to your dating life, you might have better luck because of your inputs that you're taking in on the daily in terms of the women that you're speaking to. And I also think in terms of like softening up your level of horniness and freakness, I think that's important too. Because I think there are some guys out there, unfortunately, who are so like starved or so thirsty that any type of like communication they get from a girl, they interpret it as like interest, you know? Which can also be, it's kind of not your fault sometimes, because if you're a dude and you don't have many women to talk to in general, if one woman is kind of somewhat friendly to you, it's hard not to take it like interest, because, you know, the last time a woman spoke to you was your fucking mum. But I think it's important to get, as Chantal of Toast said, it's important to kind of have female friends, yes, but they don't all have to be your friends' friends. They can also just be your colleagues, you know, at work, you know, in passing, or a friend. I mean, those are really important too. And also to make sure that you're not only talking to girls your age, like, you know what I mean? Talk to everybody. Like, don't just be the person, because this girl's from ends, or because this girl's from like or she's black or whatever, I'm going to speak to them. No, speak to all of them to get as much understanding as possible, because you still want to understand them anyway, right? You still want to get them anyway. You still want to understand them. It's a never-ending challenge to try and understand women. I'm sure the opposite agrees as well. But get as much data as possible, as much feedback as possible, so that you can have an ability to conversate and whatever else it may be. Because I think nowadays as well, I'm not going to lie, as much as people like to complain about how hard dating is, because I'm not somebody that's actively looking at all, zero, no interest whatsoever. And I also think there's a lot of like internal stuff that I have to deal with. I think I'm a living, breathing red flag. I'm not used to anybody right now, right? So I'm not talking from my point of view. I'm talking from everybody else's point of view in general. So don't think I'm interpreting on myself. It's for other people. I actually push back on this notion that this is the worst time to date. This is the worst time to date. It's so fucking awful. Men are bad. Women are too needy. Blah, 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 blah. I actually think for a guy nowadays, this is the best time to date. This might be the greatest time in history because the barrier is so fucking low to be a somewhat decent dude. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to be a decent dude. It doesn't take much to be a decent dude. You approach a woman with respect, right? With a little bit of humor, right? You're in. You're in already. You take the initiative to organize the date, right? Set it all up and shit. Do all that malarkey. Don't do the whole, what do you think? No, you actually set up, hey, I got this cool spot I want to take you to. What you saying on Thursday at 7 p.m.? You actually lock it down. Don't do the whole like fucking crowdsourcing shit that guys do, right? Or like you're indecisive. No. You lock that shit down. You approach them in person, not fucking DMs, not apps or anything. You actually see them outside in person. You approach on some mad thing, right? You go there, your balls are shriveled up. Your fucking throat is tight. You still do it anyway, right? You do it with a bit of charm, with a bit of humor, with a bit of flipping flirtation, whatever else it may be. Nothing too overly freaked out. But you do it anyway. You get the number, you lock in a date, and then when the date comes around, you pay. You pay for the first one. You don't overly go for the move at the end of the date. You don't try to invite them back to your house. You don't try to go over to their house too quickly. You're already there. You already won. You already leaped up the flipping preference list in order. You've gone from like being the lowest preference to like the highest preference. So I think nowadays it's actually the best time to date. The best time to actually stand out is now, where the barrier to be like a decent guy is so low, because most of us, not to be that guy, but most of my fellow men out there are sometimes moving a bit weird when it comes to, talking to the opposite sex. So actually, if you're a dude out there, the best time to actually put yourself out there and try and find somebody to like spend your, the rest of your life with, or to start a family with, might be now, because, they're having to put up with so much shit. But if you can go out there and, with intention, put yourself out on Front Street, I think you'll make it. Especially if you do the unconventional thing and you actually approach someone in real life. I think that might be the difference, because I think everyone now is doing the whole DM thing. Everyone now does apps, everyone's doing it. So every girl who's like, any girl that has like all her limbs, right, and is not like grossly overweight, basically has an ability to date whoever they want. Their DMs are going to be popping. That's the truth. Their DMs are going to be flooded. So you're better off actually approaching people in real life. You're better off approaching them. Obviously, within reason. Don't be fucking stupid and pick some random time to do it. Not in the middle of a church service, right? Obviously, don't try and get the number while they're eating. I don't think as well. Like there's some situations where you shouldn't do it. But I do think if you step out of your comfort zone and you go for it, ooh, the sky's your limit. The sky's your limit. But I would also put a word of caution. I would also sound out a word of caution. Only do it when you're ready. Only do it when you have all your faculties in check, in place. Only do it when you have all your faculties, your life is in order. I think when your life's in disarray, because I never really understand that. Like, there's some guys that do that, and women too, don't get me wrong, who like to, I guess maybe it's a comfort thing, maybe it's a support thing. I never understood people that are going through, usually you see a lot with celebrities or people in media and entertainment. They're going through a really hard time. They're getting cancelled, or they're struggling, or they're going through a really tough divorce. Then they get like another girlfriend. Like, that's like, dude, you're going through some mad, like, do you know what I mean? Why is the first, why, like, I could understand maybe, enjoying some fun with various women, across the world, fair enough. But locking down with somebody after just leaving something long term that didn't work out, and then jumping into something else long term while you're still not sure where you're going, seems a bit weird. But I guess sometimes if you're codependent, or maybe you just don't like to, you just, whatever, you just have to do it. But I think in general, get your life in order, figure out what you want to do, get your kind of, because I think that also can exude, that could also come across as well in communication. I think that's really important. Because I've noticed, like, think about it in jobs. I can think back to myself now. When I went to jobs, or when I've had interviews when I've had interviews for jobs where I've been really down bad, I've really never got the job. Does that make sense? When I've really been down bad, where I have like £0, 0 pence in my bank account, I've never got the job. 'Cause I think the desperation comes across. But usually what happens when you're applying, you usually have a moment where you're sending out applications and you're getting no love, no joy, no nothing, right? Then out the blue, you have like a streak. It's like London buses, right? No buses for ages, and then fucking 7 of them come back to back. So that's what happens when you're applying for jobs. You get no response, then suddenly you apply for 4, and then you get fucking 4 responses out of them. I think that confidence of having 4 responses or being considered for 4 different roles at 4 different companies, it can kind of come across even without you saying anything when you're interviewing. They can kind of sense, oh shit, this guy's got options. And usually in those type of interviews, they'll even ask you, are you interviewing somebody right now? Do you have any other options? Have you been offered something? You know? And if you're smart, you can actually, negotiate your salary based on the fact that you're in demand and shit, wherever else it may be. So I think there's something to be said for that as well when it comes to dating and relationships. I think so. If your life is in order and you got your shit together, you got a job, you got like a fucking decent abode, your family life isn't too all over the place, you yourself know where you want to go, that type of, you got your goals in check. I think it can kind of come across as well when you're approaching somebody. But when you're a little bit all over the place, you're a bit of a shaky warrior, right? Where you kind of look like you've just been living in the fucking cave for the last 17 years or for the last 17 months, right? Like me, right? When you look like you've been living in a cave like I look like right now, no trim, no braids, no nothing. I think women look at you and think, rah, this guy's troubled. This guy's going through some shit. I know. They probably look at me thinking, oh shit, this guy is going through some shit. And you know what? They're right. They are right. They are right. This guy's going through some shit, and you are right. You are 100% right. So I'm gonna leave you alone. You leave me alone. Let's carry on. Big up everybody out there. Big up everybody out there. Next on the list, Central C's EP, album, whatever it's called, All Roads Lead to Home, dropped last week. I've had to listen to it over the last couple of hours. The whole day, actually Monday. I've been playing it back to back and shit. And I largely enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. I do largely enjoy Central C's music. I think it's good to the ear. I think he's a good mainstream rapper. Just as simple as that. He's at that rapping, whatever that style of rapping is, if it's drill, if it's just UK rap, he's good at doing that at like a mainstream level. He takes that kind of raw, ingredients of UK drill or UK rap, and he kind of applies it, kind of levels it up and gives it a bit of a polish, and it sounds good. In general, I think it just sounds good to your ear. But when you listen closely to it, the lyrics are a little bit not that good, they kind of lack for me. And I think the reason why the lyrics lack for me, and when I listened, I was thinking to myself, you know what? The first thing I thought to myself, because I love the production in it. I think the production in it is pretty high level. If anything, I think 7, maybe 5 of the 7 tracks are like all different type of genres or vibes, if I'm not mistaken. They kind of switch up and go in different type of places. But one thing I noticed very quickly when I listen to his lyric, I was thinking to myself, especially when DC10, one of my favorite tracks, right? DC10, one of my favorite tracks. I actually incorrectly thought DC10 would be more of a housey, tech house, deep house, atmospheric house, Afro house, Amapiano, whatever, right? Because all the DJs that played it, I would have thought, because a lot of artists go to Ibiza, go to all these places and get inspired and want to, put into their music. I thought he's going to do that. Now, don't get me wrong, it's got a bit of a jerky, whatever beat, and if you maybe do an edit, I can imagine, him probably getting that remixed by a few DJs and producers out there. But listen to DC10 and I was like, this is a track. This is also kind of sounds like, to me, like old school grime instrumental. It sounds like something like Rust God would have spat all over back in the day. I thought he needed to come harder and he didn't. I was like, why isn't he attacking this harder? Why isn't he going at DC10 the way DC10 deserves to go at? Or deserves to be, addressed at, or, deserves to be fucking whatever, torn apart in that way. And the thing that came to mind when I listened to it, I was like, he's too rich. The initial thing that came to mind when I heard this track and the way that, you know, Central C was like floating all over it and spitting all over it, I was like, the reason why it's not punching up and all over the EP across the 7 tracks, I just feel that's a different. I think the only place where I feel like Central C lyrically and vocal wise attacked it and really punched in super hard was Iceman Freestyle. That might be the only track where I feel like he really went for it, you know? And really gave it his all. Really kind of what, like, do you know what I mean? Had something to say. Do you know what I mean? The rest of them, they sounded too rich. They sounded like he had his feet up on some, like, he had his feet up lying on some Louis Vuitton trunk, you know? Trunk cases, or he had his feet up on the side of a fucking boat somewhere. Or he had his feet up while he's lying back on the back seats of a fucking Maybach or something, you know? He's just too rich. There's not enough hunger in his voice anymore. That's the thing I've noticed in this particular EP. There's not enough hunger. There's not enough pain. There's not enough poverty in his voice. That's the thing I noticed straight away. There's not enough poverty in his voice. He's too rich. And I was wondering, that must be a really tough place to be as a fan of an artist, because you watch them grow, you watch them build, you watch them evolve, you watch them develop, you watch them go from underground to overground to fucking mainstream act. You're on that journey, but then you remember a distinct moment where they kind of blow up and they become super huge, right? No pause. And it concerns you because you know the moment they become really popular and they, you know, attain all the, you know, rewards that come with that, which is money and fame and stuff, it usually, I feel like, spells the end of them sounding like they're great or sounding amazing. It usually spells the end, because then they just kind of, you know, they sort of go through the motions. Now, I don't think he went through the motions on this. I think the production is incredible. I think some of the lyrical content is still there, but I just feel like there's not enough like punchiness behind it, you know? He's not really, like, he's going for it, but he's not really going for it because he doesn't have to, you know? Like, he's just too rich. He's simply too rich. That's it. There's nothing else to say for that. But there are a few lyrics on here. That got me a little bit puzzled. Not gonna lie. Couple lyrics that got me a bit puzzled. One of them was, I think this one, right? About the do-rag. I don't know about you. When I heard this, I thought this is a bit like, why would you even think about it? Why would you even think of that, right? Look, hear this bar. Hear this bar from Central C. That's why the band's my grand priority. When I die, I hope my fans admire me and I live on like Anne Frank's diary. I've undeniably got anxiety. I feel detached when in society. I may hurt her cause I'm half heart. It's hard for me to love entirely. Let me hear that. I'll go to your girl's house, piss on the toilet seat, and wipe my piece with your do-rag. Again, I'll go to your girl's house, piss on the toilet seat, and wipe my piece with your do-rag. When I heard that, I thought that made me feel like, hey, that's kind of gay. That's kind of gay. I don't even know. I guess it's trying to be disrespectful, right? It's sort of like a disrespectful tone. It's something. Oh yeah, I'm going to your girl's, whatever. But it's like, why? What's the like? There is something overtly homoerotic about dudes who really enjoy. Because there is a little bit of a undeniable satisfaction that comes from a woman choosing you, a girl choosing you over somebody else, right? I understand that. But there's also this weird thing that some dudes have where they really get a lot of like gratification from being with somebody else's girl and then doing things in that moment to kind of prove that they are like the alpha. Like, I got it. Like, I don't know, whether it's like recording, whether it's like telling the person to like say certain things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. So I guess that's where it comes from. It comes from that world, 'Cause I don't really know that world. There is a whole other world out there of guys who enjoy like, yeah, you know, whatever. I took that. I've been with all these guys, girls and stuff. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, like the first, like, I guess this is after this action, after the romantic action, after the adult fun. This is what, but I don't think, whilst if I was in that situation, I'll be thinking about the guy, you know? Yeah, where's your man's do-rag? Bring me that. Where's your man's do-rag? Bring me that. Like, what? It sounds so sus and so pause-worthy. It's like, huh. I get what you're trying to say. But no. No. That sounds so insane, so wild. Also, the way like do-rags are, have any of you guys have actually own a do-rag? Do-rags aren't the greatest material to like wipe away, you know, man juice from. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to wipe man juice, you know, with a do-rag probably won't work out too well. It's like, it's usually what, a silk-like material, satin-like material, very thin. There's not a lot of like, you know, the yarn density isn't there. It's gonna fucking soak through. You're gonna have to like maybe double. I don't know. It's there's not a lot of surface area too, depending on how you grab it. Are you gonna start doing the strings? Are you gonna get it on the main? Like it's just a weird thing to consider. It really is a weird thing to consider. It really is really to consider. Plus, most dudes, if you wear a do-rag, you're not gonna just have a random do-rag lying around. If you've got a do-rag you're wearing on your head, I don't know. I don't know how many guys. Maybe you know, I'm the only one. But I don't know if there's so many men out there that have like various do-rags. They're just like around. Usually you have the one do-rag that you just kind of run through. When that is obviously like, you know, stinking or it's been sweated out too much, you buy another one. But you don't just have them lying around spare. They're not like boxers, you know. They're not like pairs of socks, you know. So anyway, that was a really strange lyric on that particular track. But big up, what's his face? Big up Central C still. And the other one I thought was really interesting was Why For That, right? Why For That was really crazy too, because you kind of feel like Why For That might have been like a little head nod to like Young Spray. But I also feel like this intro was wild too. I feel like there are some things that you can say, even when you say pause, it still doesn't change it. The fact that you said it anyway with the intention of saying pause actually makes it worse. The track starts off as follows. Play little fee to the hackers and find where they residing at. My young G's blade is a virgin, said he can't wait to poke man, white for that. My young G's blade is a virgin, said he can't wait to poke man, why for that? What? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I don't know. And then to follow that very sus line up with sexy gal is kind of insane. Not gonna lie. To follow my young G's blade as a virgin, said he can't wait to poke man, why for that? Sexy gal got eye for that. She came round mine and drove the boat. So how you gonna do? Drive it back? She want me to save her, Spider-Man? I don't know. Central C, in my opinion, has way too much money, and the lyrics aren't punching as well as they should do, but the production is still god tier. And for me, DC-10 might be the best song on the actual EP. But when I was really thinking to myself, oh my god, why is this EP really punching to me? You know what I saw? That really drove home the idea that maybe Central C has too much money. You know, I really sold the idea in my head that maybe Central C has too much money. Is when I went onto Central C's YouTube and saw that he's got a new video out for a song called Wagwan, and all the visuals of this song Wagwan are him essentially showing off how incredibly rich he is. So if you're a Central C fan out there and you're wondering to yourself, oh, why isn't my guy sounding the same as he did before? Brothers and sisters, he's riding he's riding motorbikes through a mansion somewhere. This might be his house actually. I see a Sloan artwork there near the staircase. He can ride a motorbike through his house. I'm sorry, but the lyrics aren't going to be good. The lyrics aren't going to be punchy. He rides motorbikes through his house. He has like selections of really nice cars outside of his crib. He's head to toe in designer this, designer that. You know, even his friends that don't rap, look like they've got jewelry on that looks real and it's glistens and stuff. He looks like he's got great jewelry too, by the way, as for a rapper, especially from the UK. Great section of jewels. So it's no surprising that the album doesn't really punch the way I wanted it to punch. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Look at that Chrome Hearts side pouch. Whoa, I didn't actually notice that with all the pounds in there wrapped up. He's got a transparent, a PVC transparent fucking True Religion side pouch thing with like red lining or red borders or red bordering, which is really fucking beautiful. That's actually a really cool idea. It's kind of dangerous, obviously, if you've got a Chrome Hearts transparent fucking bag full with fucking pound notes in it. But I'm sure he moves correct, so he'll be fine. But yeah, I just think he's got too much money. Unfortunately, Central C has too much money, which is why the lyrics don't hit like they used to. Unfortunately. And it's only going to get worse as he gets up. Which actually makes me think, have more respect for the artists or MCs that are able to still sound hungry, able to still sound they have a point to prove. They have something important to say, because it must be really hard. Because part of drill is like this. I won't say it's a struggle. It's part of drill's appeal. You won't really call essentially a drill artist, but you say he's like drill adjacent. Is the struggle? Is the pain? That's why kind of drill is like, you know, has got so many, has been able to capture a generation, right? Has been so fucking influential. It kind of perfectly captures pain, struggle, you know, triumph, but kind of overcoming hardship and shit. But if you're sleeping in satin sheets, it's kind of hard, isn't it? So I'm really wondering, where's this guy going to be when he's 35? Because he's only going up, right? He's one of the most successful, if not the most successful UK rappers in the country. I think only him and who? SD Kid, right? I think Central C said in one album he got offered 20 mil or something for a contract. The rumor was that SD Kid got a similar deal. So they're probably at the highest level when it comes to money, making money from music. It's just impossible to be like, I won't say grounded, no. It's just impossible to sound as hungry as that, because that DC-10's track, the production on it is so good. I really expected like a really like, you know, just really attack it. But he wasn't really attacking it because guy's just too rich. Look, he's got 4 Richie Millions. 4 Richie Millies on. It looks like he's in Monaco somewhere maybe. I don't know if that's Monaco or where that is. But he's having a blast with all his friends. Chilling, slow artwork all over the walls, great furniture, driving really expensive, lavish cars. By the way, right-hand drive Maybachs, you love to see that. Like incredible villas and mansions and shit, which you might own. Oh, is that, maybe he owns it actually, because it's got the Shepherd's Bush train station logo or sign thing that's right outside the front. Really, really cool, but unfortunately, this is the reason why I think the songs don't sound that great, is because Central C, unfortunately, makes too much money. Too much money. Yeah, big up them dots, exactly. What's that? It's hard to wake up and drill when sleeping in silk sheets. It's hard to wake up and drill when you're fucking wearing a Miris. Or unless you're fucking, what's his fucking face? The guy in prison at the moment, right? That drill wearing a Montclair. But it's going to be pretty hard. It's going to be pretty hard, especially once you go on tour. I think it's different. Some of these rappers, once they go Europe and they feel the love, when they're in Europe, it all changes. Once they go to Europe, it all changes. Once they get to Europe and they start feeling the love from all different colors and creeds, the whites, the blacks, the Asians, the brown. Do you know what I mean? It starts to change. You start to walk into rooms, people are talking to you like you're a boss and stuff. It starts to change the way you perceive yourself even. So it's hard then to start talking about trapping when you're being driven around. You and your friends are being driven around in a really lavish car. You're being wined and dined. You're being offered this for free, that for free. Like, god damn. Must be difficult. But big up Central C regardless. Big up Central C regardless. Big up Central C. Big up Don. Does it feel like he's trying to recreate how I became homophobic? Like, yeah, true. That can be true. Gotta wipe my piece with your bonnet. Yo, big up on 10 toes. Pause for that, but not pause. Pause for that, not pause. Let me know when you need it, brother. Let me know when you need it. My bonnet is here for you. Let me know when you need it. Big up Booth Apocalypse. I'm lost with the wifey that. Wifey that is like a Jamaican lingo. It's basically another way of saying like, it's basically a Jamaican patois version of saying pause. Wifey that. Wifey that. Wifey that. It's just another way of saying pause basically in Jamaican patois, from what I understand. Big up Chantella Toast. If he's got any sense, he'll be working on pivoting onto something different altogether by 35. What do you mean outside of music? I think she still takes. I think she still put music out. He's got a good ear. Oh, one thing I really liked about the EP too, by the way, I like the enunciation. Maybe it's just me. I noticed that maybe it's this particular track or this particular EP. He really goes out of his way to kind of overly enunciate his words. You know, you don't really you don't listen to a Central C track and not understand what he's trying to say. He tries to be as eloquent or as clear as possible. And I wonder if that's a lot to do with the amount of live shows he does, his European fan base being growing over, you know, larger and larger, or his worldwide fan base growing even larger than that. So I wonder if that's a part of the reason. Like, let me try and, because a lot of my fans are from overseas, I want to understand what I'm saying, feel what I'm saying. I'm going to say it as clearly as I can so that they can get it. I wonder, because I felt like he does. I feel like I noticed it more listening to his track. Or maybe it's because I listened to Yeet, actually. Maybe that's why. Maybe because I listened to the Yeet album from front to back, and then when I listened to Central C, he's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Somebody's speaking English, you know? Maybe that's why. Big up Central C anyway. Big up Central C anyway. Big up Central C anyway. Wireless Festival. Wireless Festival have broken the internet. Wireless has broken the internet. They have announced just a couple of hours ago, they announced Ye live at Wireless Finsbury Park, London. 3 nights, 10th of July, 11th of July, 12th of July. 3 nights headlining sets from Ye at Wireless, 10th, 11th and 12th. Oh my God. Oh my God. If you thought Drake at Wireless was crazy, if you thought Drake at Wireless was crazy, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be stupid. I cannot wait. I simply cannot wait. And the good thing about Wireless, they stream it, don't they? I'm pretty sure Wireless is streamed on like Twitch or something. So even if I don't manage to get tickets for this, which I'm going to try everything in my power to do, even if I don't manage to get tickets, I'm watching these fucking live streams back to back to back. There's no way I'm missing these. There's no way I'm missing these fucking live streams. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you silly? Yeah, fucking Wireless. Oh my God. And whomever decided, right? Whomever in fucking Ye's team who told him to post that apology in the Wall Street Journal, you did a fantastic job, whoever you are. Because since then, since he's went out of his way to make amends, I felt like suddenly now the world's doors have opened up to him. Suddenly everyone's forgotten about the fucking all black Ku Klux Klan outfit while he's interviewing with fucking academics. All of a sudden everyone's forgotten about the fucking legendary interview wearing the fucking Vetements bomber jacket with the ski mask on fucking Alex Jones. They've forgotten about all of the anti-Semitic rhetoric and shit. They've forgotten all about that because he posted that apology in the Wall Street Journal. It was a fucking masterstroke. Now, to be fair to him, he's clearly, I think, like, made more of an amends, made more of a concerted effort to try to fix the things that he did previously wrong. He's kind of separated himself a lot from that right-wing crowd for the most part. He doesn't feel like he even talks to Sneeko that much as he did previously in the past. He doesn't really hang around those guys too much on stream a lot. He denounced when Sneeko and Klavik and all them guys went to the club and played that Hitler song. He came out very quickly with his team and denounced that sort of stuff. And he's been very quiet. He looks very healthy, judging by the video he put out recently with Travis Scott. So you can see there's definitely more of a change. Now, I don't think he's really changed. I think Ye is always going to be Ye. I think privately, if you sat him down and asked him his opinion on Jews, he's going to say some things. But I do think he is trying to get better. Clearly, he's trying to get better. Bianca Censura, I'm sure, is helping with that shit. Medication, therapy, whatever. So this is why we're getting an amping up of the shows. Because I feel like even the people around him, as much as it's probably benefit them from him doing these shows, I feel like they are comfortable with Ye doing these shows, partly because he is in a much better place. Mentally, spiritually, whatever else it may be. So these are going to be probably some of the... So for us London fans, for us UK fans, who don't usually get to see artists of Ye's level, usually, we're going to get the best version of him in recent years. Because he's going to be back to his shit. He's going to be a bit older, don't get me wrong. That's one of the things that was kind of concerning about seeing him perform recently in Korea. You could definitely tell a bit more of his age and the way he was moving. But we're going to get a better version, a healthier version of Ye when he steps foot in London. I can't wait. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. The live show, the set design, it's going to be pandemonium, man. I'm really curious to see what the fucking resale prices are going to be like. The resale prices are going to be so insane. The resale prices are going to be, I don't know, Ticket Swap will be fucking hot. The amount of people are going to get scammed. If you're out there listening to me, be careful. Those people that scam on Facebook, on Twitter, they're going to be out in force, boy. People are going to be making some money. People are going to be making some money. Be very, 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 very careful. There's going to be people out there that are going to make some money on reselling legitimately and reselling illegitimately. So be very careful. Only go to, registered sellers and shit. But it's going to be pandemonium, man. There's going to be probably the highest amount of interested in a ticket fucking alerts on fucking Ticket Swap for this particular concert. I cannot wait. It's going to be fucking incredible. You'll probably obviously perform a lot of Bully and a lot of his other set recently, right? I forgot what I wonder what he played. Actually, more information here regarding tickets. This is as follows. 48-hour PayPal UK pre-sale, 12 p.m. BST on Tuesday, 31st of March, which is tomorrow. The wireless pre-sale from 12 p.m. BST, 7th of April. Sign up in your bio access, and a general on-sale release happens on the 8th. So pre-sale for the PayPal UK, I guess, use or something, happens on the 31st. Wireless pre-sale happens on the 7th of April, and then general release happens on the 8th, which are going to be all sold out, by the way. We already know that, right? All sold out. We know that already. It's going to be all fucking sold out. But I actually want to see, what was his set list? Because Ye performed recently at the SoFi Stadium, right? If I'm not mistaken. Ye SoFi set list. What was this? I'm curious to see what type of what would we expect? Oh, live in Mexico. Okay, cool. We got some set lists here actually. We got set list for let's just say set list from Mexico. We got set list from Mexico already. So big up Koku. So Koku here got live in Mexico night 2. Look at some of the tracks. Imagine in London. You have not seen a better sing-along. You will not see a better sing-along audience, crowd, participation than us in the UK. We are the masters of live shows. We are the kings and queens. We are the princesses and princes of fucking sing-alongs. I love going to a fucking gig and just singing along to a track like I'm singing the football anthem. No melodies whatsoever. No melody, just singing like a pure lad. I'm the type to go to an R&B show just singing along to fucking Kalani Folded like I'm singing a fucking football chant. Could you imagine how these songs are going to go off in London? Because us as well in the UK, we know lyrics. We don't play. We know bars. We can recite lyrics. We're going to be going for these. We're going to be singing along word for word for these tracks. The set list from Mexico. Give you a sneak peek of what we might expect for wireless. The set list from Mexico, night 2. Heartless, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Niggas in Paris, Mercy, Praise God, Blood on the Leaves, On Sight, Black Skinhead, Power, Waves, Bound 2, Say You Will, Moon, Stars, Only One, Talking, Bomb, Piercing on My Hand, Northwest Song, Everybody, Carnival, Preacher Man, Beauty and the Beast, Last Breath, All the Love, Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, Famous, 4-5 Seconds, All Falls Down, Jesus Walks, Through the Wire, Touch the Sky, Good Life, Homecoming, Flashing Lights, All of the Lights, Stronger, Ghost Town, Come to Life, Runaway. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? In London, of all places where people sing along. What you saw what happened with Oasis. You saw what happened with fucking Oasis. You saw what happened with fucking Oasis, mate. Oasis. You saw what happened. You saw what happened with fucking Oasis. How that man was singing word for word, bar for bar. Are you dumb? When it comes to flipping, this is where it's Argentina, right? Forget that. Let's see the UK ones. Give me UK. Master Plan Live. Look at this. Can you hear that? UK crowd. Edinburgh. It's not UK. Big up Scotland anyway. It's not UK, but Scotland. You hear the crowd? Imagine that with Ye now. Imagine that with Ye now. You see how they're going crazy for Oasis and them, man, right? This is Japan. Look at Japan. Come on, bro. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. Don't play. Let's see. Let me just do London crowd. Let's do London crowd Oasis. Don't play. When it comes to the UK, we're gonna be going crazy. We're gonna be singing this. This is Wembley Stadium. Honestly, Ye's gonna tear it apart. Ye's gonna tear it a fucking part. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Oh, look at this. The last time Ye performed, what was that? What set was that? When did he perform last? Was that Glastonbury? The last time Ye performed in the UK, the set list he played: Stronger, Power, Paris, Black Skinhead, All Day, Cold, Click, I Don't Like, Mercy, some of these songs aren't even on the other list for Mexico. Mercy, New Slaves, Blood on the Leaves, Heartless, I Wonder, 4-5 Seconds, Lost in the World, Hold My Liquor, No Church in the Wild, Jesus Walks, Diamonds from Sierra Leone, Bound 2, Runaway, Only One, Touch the Sky, All of the Lights, Good Life, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Gold Digger, All Falls Down. Oh, he switched up usually, because now he usually does Runaway as his closer. The last time he played in the UK, his closer was All Falls Down. Could you imagine the tears? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's making me get choked up now. The tears will be running down my face when All Falls Down plays. One of my favorite songs ever. If he plays Cold as Winter, I'm gonna cry. That might be my favorite Kanye song of all time. If he plays Cold as Winter, I think I might sob. I think again, I'm not a crier. In the last 10 years, in the last decade, I might have cried twice. In the last 10 years, I might have cried twice. In the last 20 years, might have been 3 times. I'm not a big crier. Don't believe in crying. But if Ye plays Cold as Winter at this UK show, I'm going to be in floods of tears. I'm going to be like hyperventilating in tears. Honestly, you haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen fandom like fandom in the UK. When Ye comes here, it's going to be crazy, the reception. It's going to be, because we haven't seen him for so long. We don't get artists of this caliber here in the UK anyway. Like, come on, man. Don't play. Don't play this one. Don't play. I'm going to be head to toe in my best Ye outfit, my best Yeezy. But people are going to go out their way to go get all the stuff from Yeezy, wear it head to toe and shit. Don't play with us when it comes to that shit. Don't play with us when it comes to that shit. Honestly, big up Ye. Can't wait to see him. Can't wait to see him. Big up the stream chat. What are you guys saying? Yeezy Wireless merch gonna be. Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Actually, wasn't there merch recently for another show? Right? What was the merch for? Is it SoFi? I saw it recently with the stars and stuff on it. Yeah, there we go. Ye's Bully merch for his shows at the SoFi Stadium. I love this, by the way. Very clean, very elegant, very classic. Nothing too crazy. The big star on the front on the hoodie. Live at, so I want that long sleeve, by the way. That long sleeve is fucking crazy. Imagine that, live at Wireless with the stars, all the dates, $70. Like, come on, man. You know, that's the thing with this Ye show. You buy the ticket and you also make sure you got a little 200, 300 in your back pocket for the merch. And buy it there, because usually merch after the fact is hard to get a hold of. Buy it there. Put a little bag, put that in the locker, and then go to the front of the crowd, go to the front of the fucking audience, which is going to be hard to get there, or as far as you can, and obviously do your thing and mosh and go crazy. There's a few other pieces in here as well. Oh, look at the t-shirt. It's actually cut the same way as the Yeezy stuff, isn't it? That nice boxy cut with a bit of a crop fit, which you love. Oh, at the back it's got the Bully mask, actually. It's got the Luchadero, whatever it's called, the wrestling mask, right, where he's got with the promotion for Bully. And then we've also got the hang tag in there, you see, and the star design on the front. I love the neck collar, by the way. I think the Yeezy blank tees are really nice because he does really high neck collars. So it kind of, you know, instead of it being kind of saggy and O-necked, I like the shape and the height and the thickness and the quality of you know, Kanye West's neck collars or necks when it comes to the t-shirts. We see a bit of a design here on the, is that a long sleeve or the jumper? I think it might be a sweatshirt. No, it might be a hoodie. I'm not too sure. And then we've also got the long sleeve t-shirt. Oh no, it's a long sleeve t-shirt actually there. Long sleeve t-shirt actually. The back and the front. And you've also got some other pieces there of Bully also on the site. But yeah, big up Ye, man. I can't wait. Ye in London is going to be crazy. Ye in London is going to be crazy. Ye in London, live in London. It's going to be so fucking crazy. I'm sure people are going to be fighting for tickets and shit. It's going to be absolutely insane. I cannot wait. I really, really cannot wait. Yeah, can't wait. This is a Ye pop-up in London, actually. Again, showing you that he's in a good space, man. This wouldn't have happened a year ago. This wouldn't have happened maybe 2 years ago. Shows that Kanye's in a much better space, that he's doing all these pop-ups and, you know, performances and everything else around the world. It shows that he's in a really, really good place. Mentally, physically, everything else. Spiritually, I love it. So cool. Big up Box Park too, by the way. Long live Box Park. Long live Box Park. Long live Box Park. What else is going on here? We got some more stuff here. Oh, Rick Ross also pulled up in London earlier. Big up Rick Ross pulling up in London with DJ AG. Love to see it. Big up Rick Ross pulling up. Big up Rick Ross. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yo, big up Rick Ross. But yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yay in London happening soon. Yay in London happening very, very freaking soon. Throwback to Ye working on music in Spain from the Living Room film edited by Sneeko. That's actually a really good angle, man. If I can get a crib, that's a really good angle. You know, so high up like that. I quite like that. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe you get a wide angle lens, maybe a really wide angle lens, or maybe like a fisheye camera lens. I'm thinking whatever new place I move into, I'm gonna stick a fucking GoPro or some type of like action sports camera right, you know, like on the fucking edge of the ceiling, right at the corner of the edge of the ceiling. Stick it as high up as possible, put a wide angle lens so you can have this kind of shot from down, because this obviously is achieved because the house he's in probably has like a second floor or a mezzanine level. Some European homes have like where the bedroom is or where the bed is, like some of a mezzanine. But that'd be quite a cool angle, because usually a lot of people love to film their DJ streams from looking at the DJ face up, but it'd be quite cool to have that angle down below like that. And with all the space, so you can kind of see you can still see the full fit, you know? It's at an angle where you can see the top, where you can see their hands working on the decks, but you can also see the full fit, which is really important, I think, when you're DJing. Yeah, big up Yay, big up Yay, big up Yay. Cannot wait, cannot wait, cannot wait, cannot wait. Talking about cannot wait, right? I had a lot of very strong words to say about J. Cole, and the fact that, being a big J. Cole fan that I am, I was hugely disappointed and felt let down by the MC that he is, by the MC that I know him to be, with the way that he dealt with himself, or the way that he handled the whole Kendrick Drake beef and himself at one point, right? Where essentially he quit. He essentially waved the white flag, he apologized, he deleted the song from all streaming platforms, and basically disappeared for a while. And if anything, was maybe the first time in history, I think, rap history. People can lose rap battles, but I think it might be the first time in rap history somebody refuses to engage, despite them sort of like firing the first shot, right? And it kind of disappointed a lot of people. It disappointed even the haters of J. Cole, who wanted to see him spar between, you know, who wanted maybe to see him tag team Kendrick with fucking Drake, or wanted to see all three kind of go at each other. Even the haters, I think, were disappointed, because those are probably two of the three greatest living rappers that we have now, right, in our current generation. I said the same thing that everyone always said. He can't be in the conversations of the greatest rappers ever. He can't talk spicy anymore. He's out of the conversation, getting angry. Or frustrated. And obviously this press run hasn't helped either, right? This press run hasn't helped either because you kind of get the feeling like, I didn't really, you're kind of reminded like, J. Cole kind of corny, innit? J. Cole kind of lame, innit? Like it kind of, the mystique, you kind of understand why he doesn't do a lot of interviews, because although being like an elite kind of like god tier level rapper, when it comes to the way that he speaks, when it comes to the way that he kind of articulates himself, when it comes to the way that he kind of reasons, you're like, you're a bit of a bozo, a little bit of a bozo. But this recent interview has made me revise my feelings and thoughts, and made me realize that maybe I'm putting a lot of my own kind of like feelings, my own sort of like disappointment onto him. And maybe what we all have to do is just accept that J. Cole might be the only actual adult in the room. I know it sounds weird to say this, right? Because what J. Cole's about to say here in this particular clip, this particular interview, might be the most egregious, crazy, batshit insane anti-rapper thing you could ever say, right? It might be the most anti-rapper thing you could ever say, but maybe it's also representative of who he actually is as a human being outside of music. He's just a grown-up, man. He's a real grown-up person. He's an adult. He reasons a bit differently because he's a real human. With really, like, he's not an artist first. He's he's a human first type of thing. So maybe we all have to accept that he's just the only adult in the room. And if you're the only adult in the room, when the things that you do and say will sound kind of insane because everyone else is kind of, in entertainment mode, children's mode, whatever else it may be. So I'm willing to just accept J. Cole as he is. I'm willing to take him on face value. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and just accept that, hey, although I didn't like the way that he dealt with the beef, I kind of understand where he's coming from as a person. Over these last interviews, I've kind of seen, I kind of understand, okay, cool, more of his personality and more of his character. And I think this is a good example of it. Because this is, again, let me preface this. This clip here might be the most anti-rapper thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't think I've ever heard a rapper say this before. So let's hear it anyway.
But you said something in the beginning, how like on songs, like how I say I'm the best on songs. It's like, ask me in real life, do I think I'm the best rapper alive?
Do you think you're the best rapper alive?
Bro, it's a nigga named Black Thought that exists. It's a nigga named Lupe Fiasco that exists. It's niggas that on any given day, even my peers, a Drake or a Kendrick, where it's like, yo, I know on any given day I can show up to the studio and give these niggas 80. But I know they can show up on any day in the studio and give me 80. And I might only have 30. Like, so Jesus. if I'm taking on a rap persona, like when I'm rapping, of course that's what I like to, that's how I like to rap. And guess what? Sometimes I hit the mark and I say shit and I spit a verse that really might have you believe in that shit. But if you ask me in real life, do I walk around like I'm the best rapper alive? No, nigga. Like I'm the best ever. No. But when I put on that motherfucking cape, like that's how I try to attack shit. And have there been things and moments and verses where I'm writing this shit and I'm like, I know niggas not fucking with this. Absolutely. But in reality, do I walk around this earth like there's no nigga better than me in real life? Like I can't get in the studio with Black Thought and he just give me 90. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there like, I got 25 for you. You know what I mean? Or any one of these amazing rappers. But I think people hear me say it because they don't know me for real.
Right.
They hear me say it in a verse so much when I have on the cape.
It sounds convincing like a motherfucker.
It sounds convincing because I'm really doing that shit that's gonna have a nigga like, man, he think he, yeah, nigga. No, you think when you hear.
Like, why are you doing this to us, Jay? Jermaine, why? Jermaine, why? Why are you doing this to us? Just stop talking, man. Just stop talking. No more interviews for Jermaine. No more interviews for Jermaine. No more interviews for J. Cole, please. No more interviews. Like, I don't think I've ever heard a rapper, ever, in life, in the history of rap, since I've been listening to rap, I don't think I've ever heard anybody in hip-hop say, I don't actually think I'm the best rapper alive. Everybody thinks that. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter where you're at. Every rapper thinks they're the best rapper. That's part of the reason why you rap. It's like an intrinsic part of being, the competitive nature of rap kind of demands it. You have to believe you're the shit. It's almost delusional. It might be delusional, but that's part of the bravado, part of the lingo, part of the culture, part of the fucking 10 commandments. Like, is believing you're the one. You are the one. You are the best. You are numero uno. Doesn't matter who is in your periphery. Doesn't matter who you're around. You have to believe it. So for J. Cole to say that, oh yeah, all you people that were saying, because I think the point he's addressing is what people like myself and a few others have been saying online about, oh, J. Cole was out here saying that he was the best this, the best that, right? Then he waves a white flag. Like, how disappointing, how hypocritical, right? And he's saying, no, like, you guys believed I was the best, but that was my wrestling persona. I don't actually think I'm the best. When I rap and I put on the rapping cape, yeah, I'm the best. When I turn into J. Cole, J. Cole man, I'm the best. But when I take the cape off, do I think I'm the best? No. It's like, what? You should be thinking that you should be thinking that on both, you know, in both scenarios, on both occasions. Cape on, cape off, you should be thinking you're the fucking best. There should be no rap, there should be no cap in your raps. No capes, no caps in your raps. But J. Cole's out here justifying that, or trying to make us understand. Again, like, it's taken me a while to get here, but I'm willing to just accept him for what he is. Just a grown-up. Unfortunately for us, lovers of nonsense, lovers of beef, lovers of competition, right? Lovers of battle, lovers of lyricism, lovers of pens, lovers of whatever, bars. You're not going to get that from him because he just doesn't, you know, want to go down that road. Doesn't want to go down that lane. Doesn't think it's constructive. Kind of, you know, to a less, forgive the grandiose nature of what I'm saying, but I think it generally did, like, you think he said it before, it must have genuinely disturbed his spirit to get involved in that battle. I kind of have a feeling why, because I'm, you know, in one sense, the one thing that we share, me and J. Cole, is the fact that, you know, both kind of like, you know, aggressively private in terms of like not really wanting to talk too much about our own situations and selves and feelings and whatever else it may be, or not wanting to go too much into private family life or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I think maybe a part of the reason why he really kind of waved the right flag was the realization of knowing that if he gets involved, he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to like have people know about his stuff. He doesn't want that. And maybe that fear of that being exposed was what kind of got him out of the beef. Or simply, it just disturbed his spirit to have people out there thinking that he actually hated Drake and Kendrick when he doesn't. To him, it's just like, yeah, we're rappers. We like to write bars and stuff. We enjoyed the competition, the slight jabs, whatever. To iron sharpens iron. But I'm not really that invested into this. Like, it's just not really something that I really care that much about. And the way the fans were reacting to it maybe made him think, you know what, I'm a bounce. But as a fan of rap, as a fan of the culture, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart in ways that you cannot understand or explain, or I cannot neither explain to anybody, to see one of my favorite rappers go out like this. I'm not going to lie. And now I kind of understand why he doesn't do interviews. I kind of get it. I kind of get why J. Cole doesn't do interviews. I kind of get it. I kind of understand why J. Cole doesn't do that many interviews. Because, oh my God, what type of conversation is this? I never ever heard a rapper say this ever in my life. Like, what? Do I actually think I'm the best? No. It's like, what? You should always think you're the best. Doesn't matter who's around. You should always think you're the best. It's kind of insane, man. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Really, really interesting guy. Really interesting guy. But I do appreciate that he's gone around and done a lot of these interviews during the promotion of his album. He's even doing them way after the album's dropped. I like that too, by the way. Kind of goes back to what Tyler Creator was talking about too. Tyler Creator had this really cool interview. I think he did with Converse, where he basically was speaking to, like, you know, a group of students or whatever else it may be, creatives, and basically said, yeah, promote your stuff more. They said, you know, especially in music, people don't really push their thing on social as much as they should do. Like, really drive home that you're like really go crazy when it comes to, you know, announcing or trying to build up hype for something you're about to drop. And then after it drops, it's also super important, maybe more important, to also remind the timeline that, you know, you dropped something. And to not actually feel like, oh, if it's not done within the 2 weeks of the release date on either side, doesn't matter. So I feel like J. Cole's doing the same approach with his interviews. Like, the album dropped a long time ago. Most of us have listened to it. If you're not going to listen to it, you probably won't listen to it. But most of us that have listened to it plenty of times. But he's still doing these interviews to allow people to understand, you know, a little bit more about what was going on in his mental when it came to the flipping albums and stuff. But I believe him, man. I believe J. Cole is exactly who he says he is. It's just disappointing as a fan of rap that he didn't want to engage in a battle. I'm not going to lie. Like, just as simple as that, really. Because I don't think it was as deep as he thinks it was. That's the really disappointing side about it. I don't think it was as deep as he thinks it was. I think he thinks it would have been more fatal, embarrassing, crazy, wild than it actually was. It really wasn't that intense. It really wasn't that crazy. Maybe the fans added a little bit of craziness to it, but I think it could have been managed. I don't think it would have required waving the white flag and saying, I'm just not going to take part. I don't think that's good. I don't think so. But again, what do I know? What do I know? Continuing on. This also happened the previous, last week or so, if I'm not mistaken. Jay-Z did a cover story with GQ. Kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest. Obviously, it's tying into his shows he's going to do at the, I think, where is it? Is it Madison Square Garden? I don't know where he's doing the shows, but he's doing shows in New York. 3 dates, all sold out. It's the 20th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. Jay-Z fans are going crazy for it. I've seen a bunch of people from London actually buying tickets and really happy that they're flying over, so I'm really happy for them. Although I'm a fan of Jay-Z, would I want to see him live? Not really that bothered, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really overly that bothered about seeing Jay-Z live, but, you know, as a rapper and stuff, obviously, one of the best ever. And mostly like his opinions and his interviews. I think he's very well spoken, has really interesting ways of looking at the world. But I thought this particular clip that he did, this particular clip from this interview they did with GQ, was a little bit like, brother, come on. Are you for real here? This is Jay-Z with GQ, where he responds to people labeling him a capitalist, right? Jay-Z, you know, essentially explaining why he might be a better capitalist than you think he is. Again, I don't know, whatever. I'll play the clip.
To talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artists. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for tricknology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take no one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, you know, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, you know, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic.
That's right.
People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never going to win like that.
That's really true, though. That's something that I've always said. I operate in the world as it is, not as I hope it to be, or as I imagine it, or as I dream it, whatever else it may be. But the idea that he thinks you can be a billionaire without taking advantage of people is insane. Not him specifically, but the system itself. Okay, I think whenever really highly successful people talk about this sort of thing, you know, it's kind of triggering, hard for them to kind of maybe understand the other side, because it kind of feels like an attack because people are saying, hey, you're an evil person. I personally think capitalism is fine. There's nothing maybe fundamentally wrong with it overall. I just think the issue at hand mostly is the lack of resources across the board. You know, it's like the very few have all of the resources, have all of the rewards. I feel like if you're able to divvy that up a little bit more, like for instance, like if the cost of a pint wasn't so high, if people could, you know, get their foot on the property ladder, if people could rent easier, if people could afford a car, if people could afford maybe a couple more holidays a year, people wouldn't care what billionaires are doing. People only give a shit about billionaires and calling them out for being evil because it's not, the wealth isn't distributed fairly, or no, the resources aren't distributed fairly. Let's just say, right? Maybe the wealth is different, but the ability to maybe go, like, even nowadays, like I think most people have said it before. I'm not the only person that said this, but the price of ordering like Uber Eats nowadays is so high. So like I felt like in my case, like I've always been the person anyway, because I feel like eating fast food is bad anyway. So if I want to have it, I'll force myself to go and buy it. Like I'm that type of loser, where if I want it, I'm gonna walk or I'm gonna jump on my bike and go to McDonald's and get it myself. I'm not gonna have some, poor soul, jump on their bike and get it for me and bring up fucking 2 double cheeseburgers for me for the cost of £20. I'd rather go pay, however much it is, £6, whatever it is in McDonald's itself to go buy it. But it's still really expensive. It's still really expensive. So I think if regular people could afford the things that would improve their quality of life, I don't think people would have much of a problem with the millionaires and billionaires. But what you're seeing really is that most people in the world, because the number of billionaires out there is very small, you'd say, majority of people aren't millionaires or billionaires. The majority of us are, let's say, quote, for lack of a better term, struggling to get by, whereas the ones at the top haven't, life hasn't changed. Life is completely the same, if not better. Like they have not seen any drop in their quality of life. And most of that happens because the system allows them to do so, and it also kind of like push us down in order to lift them up. So it's kind of impossible. It really is impossible to be a billionaire and not have part of that system apply to you that also takes advantage of people underneath you. It's just really impossible. So I don't think there is a way, actually thinking of it now, to be a quote unquote ethical billionaire. Probably doesn't exist. There's probably not a way that you can get away, you can amass a wealth in terms of the billions without taking advantage of somebody somewhere along the line. People will be taken advantage of, just the way the system works, unfortunately. But I thought that was an interesting answer when it comes to looking at the world as is, as opposed to this overly idealistic way of looking at it. I think you spoke very, very well there. Play a couple more clips from the interview. Here's another one. Let's see if I can find it. Boom. Jay-Z says that Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef went too far and admits he almost wishes it didn't happen. I think this is a really good quote too, by the way, from Jay-Z. Talk about the Drake and Kendrick beef, because I echo a lot of these thoughts too.
And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement, and I love the sparring and the music you get. Mm-hmm. But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it. That you almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
That's a good point, by the way. That's a really good point that I never kind of overlooked before I play that clip. Like I said before, being a fan of Drake and seeing him lose was obviously heartbreaking. But being a fan of Drake, I could appreciate that only Kendrick would have gotten Drake to a level of making a track like Family Matters. We don't get Family Matters if Kendrick isn't fucking whooping feet. If Kendrick isn't whooping Drake's feet, we don't get Family Matters. And I wish Drake would have continued. So in terms of bars, in terms of lyrics, in terms of ability, in terms of that, we got the best version of both of those guys going for it. Now, to be fair, I'm sure Kendrick will sit there and say, you know what, that wasn't even 50% of my ability. I gave that guy 50%. I gave that guy 40%. Cool, you're a fucking freak. But I think in terms of appreciation of the lyrics and the bars, the fans got what they wanted. But unfortunately, it moved very quickly past that when both camps or both fan bases, stan groups and stuff, especially the stans, I don't think the fans did anything wrong. I think the stans are the ones that made the beef unbearable. It turned into something else. It was hard to enjoy when the stans got involved. They kind of made it, they made it really toxic. They made it really just annoying, especially online. It was just annoying. When really what I wanted it, and what most people I think would have wanted to see, was to see two of the greatest rappers, two of the greatest artists that we have in hip hop go for it. And I think we even got, I think, maybe Kendrick would disagree, but I think we got a version of Kendrick we wouldn't have got if he didn't battle Drake. I don't think he makes Like Us if he's not battling Drake. Because Like Us is a bop, right? There was a lot of people saying, myself included, oh yeah, Kendrick can rap, but he can't make songs like Drake. And Kendrick was like, all right, cool, bet. Here's one. You know what I mean? He gave you one. And it was a hit record. And it was a really crazy fucking diss record too. So I think we got the best version of each rapper because they both engaged. But unfortunately, the stan groups ruined it.
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now, people that like Kendrick hate Drake.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No matter what he makes.
Exactly.
No matter what he says. And
Exactly.
it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth.
Thank you for saying that.
Where
Thank you for saying
the
that.
fallout lands.
Thank you for saying
Especially
that.
on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing people kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that.
You know what's really funny, by the way? You know what's really funny? He says that. It could be applied to Jay-Z too. The most annoying part of any fan base is the stans. Think about it. The most annoying element of any fan, of any artist out there, are their stans. The Jay-Z stans, like the Ho Vengers, they're the worst part of Jay-Z. They're the worst aspect of Jay-Z. He has nothing to do with them, but the Ho Vengers that can see nothing wrong in what he does. Everything Jay does is like, oh my God, it's some like far out, oh my God, did you hear what he said there? Like, those fans are the worst. The stans of any artist are the worst.
Maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the thing. But I think we can achieve the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing. And, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
they're
to
still talking about it.
It's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song, I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down the people's life.
Yeah.
It's like trying to, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Yeah, see, he's one of us. Jay-Z's one of us. That's what I love too. The back and forth nature of it was crazy. Artists of that level, going in the lab, recording those songs, mixing, mastering them, putting them out. Ooh, that was a special time. But once the stands got involved,
great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah,
agree.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it. I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about it.
Well, it even kind of...
It's true, though. It's true. Because it just goes too far. It can, like, the best part about battling for me is always the lyrical sparring. Like, obviously there's an element that where the other bit that kind of helps to kind of spice up a bit of beef is that there is some actual malice, there's just some actual dislike, between the two people. But I think when it's just two MCs, two rappers sparring lyrically, it's great. It's great. Nothing better. Especially when you're a fan of rap in general. Obviously, if you've got a favorite, you're rooting for your person. But if you're a fan of rap, it's just watching two people go at it at their highest level. Bar for bar. Song for song. Come on, man. It's great. But nowadays, considering what's at stake, also with the way that social media riles people up and gets people to crash out or makes people see things that they aren't really seeing, hearing things they're not really hearing, it's really dangerous because in the wrong hands, in the wrong way, it can go left very, very quickly. So I definitely understand what Jay-Z's saying there. Big up Jay-Z. And play one more clip here from the interview and we'll move on. Jay-Z responds to people saying that he was involved in the conspiracy to take down Drake. This is one of the best clips as well. I love this one. because it's a very, very iconic line comes from this one. A very iconic, very Jay-Z line comes from this particular part of the interview.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like, what's that got to do with me?
Or
have at it, have fun. It's almost like not just me, by the way. They drag everybody in it. Like everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine Drake, I guess. But like, what the fuck? Like what? I'm fucking Jay-Z. or do respect to him. I'm fucking Hov. Do respectfully.
Or
like for what?
I love it, man. It's Hov. It's Hov, you know? Like, you know who it is. Like, what? Why do I have to be involved in this? It's motherfucking Hov. I got my own shit. I got my own shit to be focused on and dealing with. Oh, I love that response. Such a perfect Jay-Z response.
To what end?
Yeah.
It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think they haven't liked each other for a long time.
Exactly.
Before you had anything to do with it.
For a while.
Yeah.
I think this has been brewing, just like me and Nas was brewing.
Yeah.
It didn't happen at the Summer Jam. That happened. The Lex and TV sets, the minimum, whatever. It was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point.
Mythleek, what is the Mythleek slugs in your hat, right?
It was slugs in your hat. It was a bunch of like little things that led up to that point. And then when it happened, I actually regret that because I really like Nas. He's a really nice guy.
But also to your point, like
sounds like a diss to me. Sounds like a diss to me. That sounds like a diss to me. That sounds like a diss to me. He's a really nice guy. Sounds like a diss to me. I'm sorry, Jay-Z. I love you. But even that sounds like a diss. Even that sounds like a diss. Big up Jay-Z. Big up Blood Clot Jay-Z. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's get onto some streetwear. Let's get onto some streetwear news. Big up Amie Leon Dore. Big up Amie Leon Dore. Fresh off the heels of that great, amazing, phenomenal, sensational collaboration with Technics. They have also dropped their Spring Summer 2026 delivery number 3. So I guess this is a really interesting way to drop stuff, right? A really interesting way to drop stuff. So usually when a streetwear company or streetwear brand does drops, or you know, they usually have a lookbook where they put out everything in their lookbook. So whatever's in the preview, whatever they designed for that particular season will be featured in the lookbook. But I actually really like what they're doing here, where for every drop of that particular season, so let's say there's spring, summer, you have maybe 4 drops, maybe 5. You do a different lookbook for each drop, so people can see what the items are going to look like in an outfit. So you might have the preview that might give you the full range of what's available for the season, but instead of doing one full lookbook and then dropping it at the start of the season, you instead have 5 piece. You instead have 5 different bits of. You have 5 announcements, and each announcement has different drops or different kind of assets that you can then spread. It's a really clever way. It's actually a really clever way to announce things and to have people remember what you're dropping, care about it, want to buy it, whatever else it may be. It's really interesting because obviously Amie Leon Dore have that main lookbook that they have with those really great, amazing looking twins that they always feature. But they also have these quasi preview things for each drop in that season. So one main lookbook release that encapsulates the whole entire, you know, fucking seasonal collection. But also they have different drops, so different items from that selection, from that season, sorry, drop throughout the month. And then they obviously have a corresponding lookbook for each, which I think also works for me. I really like that idea. So this one in particular was what you call it? Big up, what's his fucking name? Young Taco, right? Is it Taco? Whatever his name is from Odd Future, aka Travis Bennett. Photographed by Liam McRae, who I think also does a photography for Stussy, if I'm not mistaken. I think that Liam, I recognize that name. I think that might be the Stussy guy. But this is fucking brilliant. In terms of the modern era, is Old Future, Golf Wang, all that malarkey, do they have the most people who are like doing their own thing in the industry out of most collective and crews? Because ASAP Mob have done pretty decently, right? In a way. You think about ASAP Mob, ASAP Rocky's obviously doing his thing. Ferg is still out here doing his thing. Bari, Young Lord is obviously doing his thing with these brands and stuff. Nas has obviously become an influencer in terms of fashion, style, and whatnot. He's killing it as well. Maybe you can relate slightly with Ian Connor. Maybe he's in the group. He's doing quite well too. ASAP Ant, is it Ant or Yadi? One of those guys has that skateboarding brand, right? I forgot the name of it. He's got like a skateboarding brand that has like a really cool skateboarding kind of logo. That's doing pretty well in terms of streetwear. And I think that's it, right? And I think that's it. And Lou, right? The white guy, he still DJs. But I think Odd Future, Golf, like they might have the best because everyone's doing so many different things. You know? They're all succeeding in their own different way. It must be so incredibly, it must be such a great feeling for Tyler, the creator. Because that must be such a weird thing to go through as an artist. Where you're kind of growing and shining yourself, you're becoming this big star, but then your friends aren't, you know, their music careers aren't popping as well as you are. But I love that they're all doing their own thing, you know, instead of all trying to, instead of in some crews, you have people trying to follow in the footsteps of the main person. But I feel like in at least the Odd Futures crew, they all have their very distinctive own paths that they're kind of treading. You know, some of them, even if they are trying to be artists, like L Sweatshirt, he's not trying to be like a Tyler level artist. He's trying to do his own thing, you know? You got Lionel, who's obviously doing the acting thing. Travis Scott is kind of like a socialite in a way, right? Man About Town doing his own thing. I think it's fucking cool. Love to see it. So he's obviously modeling in it. We got some great looks here in general. This, again, cardigans from Amie Leon Dore are always fucking sensational. These quarter zips actually are really nice as well there. These quarter zips and the styling with a quarter zip with a double fucking collar is great. The Krylon marker snapbacks are fucking awesome. Wallabies. Again, the fucking cardigans are beautiful. That fucking Amie Leon Dore does. I love this sweatshirt actually with the tubular piping around the arms. I'm not gonna lie. I love the fucking sweatshirt. Fucking amazing. Actually, looking at Taco. Is he Somalian? Is Taco? I don't know. Is Taco Somalian? Who knows? The hat as well, or maybe Eritrean or something. The hat as well looks fucking brilliant. The racing jacket here. Amie Leon Dore, motorsports. I think everyone's kind of doing a racing jacket type of thing. I wonder if that's in part due to the movie F1. Does that have anything to do with F1? The whole racing jacket, motorcycle jacket thing trend happening? Or is it just a trend that started organically on social? I don't really know, but I feel like every brand has their version of these like motorbike, motocross, motorsport jacket things, which I'm not mad at. Oof, look at the pants there. Look at those pants, man. Look at those trousers. Not pants, trousers are fucking gorgeous, isn't it? They almost look like if you didn't know what they were, they could almost look like Giorgio Armani trousers, you know? I think it's that particular grey. These pleated or, you know, type, I guess, of trousers, they look fucking gorgeous. Interesting design there on the top. Is that like a flannel with like a double zip? I think so, right? Might be a flannel with a double zip. Again, I wish bucket hats looked like that on me, but they don't. I really wish bucket hats looked like that on me, but they don't, unfortunately. You got this baseball jersey here that Taco's got on, which looks fucking great. The me snapback is fucking brilliant too. I like when brands do that, by the way, when brands have like 3-word names, but they just choose one for the actual front of the snapback. That really works well. That baseball jersey works. I'm not mad at that. Oh, is that what is that? I don't know what that jacket there. Kind of reminds me of the Carhartt jacket. This green jacket there with the suede collar looks like. Kind of reminds me of a Carhartt jacket as well. Matched up with brilliantly with those loafers. I think it might be Timberlands. I'm not too sure if they're Timberlands. But they look fucking gorgeous. There's the baseball jersey again. Oh, this is something I'd wear. I'd wear this head to toe. This chore jacket. This kind of like almost, I guess you'd call it maybe a burnt brown, faded acid wash brown type of effect going on there on the chore jacket with a gradient, maybe like a limey, light wash sort of gradient sweatshirt with a matching knitwear bucket hat. And you've also got some really fucking nice shorts here with 4 panels across them, some socks, and some slip-on loafers. Absolutely brilliant look. Really fucking gorgeous look. I like that. Obviously, we're trying to, you know, educate the streetwear mandem and get them to revolve and level up and wear some loafers, some slip-on loafers. Actually, isn't too bad of an idea. You got another one here too with a denim chore jacket. I think it's the same chore jacket, right? Just another color, yeah. So same chore jacket in this brand also comes in this classic indigo denim, LA snapback hat. That knitwear here, this almost like a see-through knitwear piece there. This white one is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Great wallabies, suiting as well, more jerseys, and probably an up and coming New Balance collaboration there, or maybe a past one with Amie Leon Dore. Absolutely brilliant. They killed it, man. Pick up Amie Leon Dore. Always great stuff from them. Always great stuff from them. Next on the list, we've got news courtesy of JJJound. We've got news courtesy of JJJound regarding a new collaboration with New Balance for the 475s. This is a welcome change, by the way. Although I've been really happy with some of the recent JJJound New Balance collaborations, for lack of a better term, or for lack of, whatever, they were quite boring. Let's not lie, Same sort of color palette, sorry. But for this particular collaboration, they've steered away from the mushroom, mustardy, concrete, utilitarian, industrial, whatever that feel was. They've kind of stepped away from it. And they've now added a bit of color, a bit of dynamism to their New Balance collaborations. And the model is a new model too that I don't think they've worked on previously, called the 474, and they've got it in 2 different colors. It's got like a more of a darker all black, maybe dark navy colorway, and there's also a really bright yellow colorway too with some black accents. Let's read the blurb. JJJound, the New Balance 475, is presented in a 2-pack, positioned as an all-round leisure shoe rooted in New Balance heritage. When they say a 2-pack, does that mean you have to buy 4 pairs? You have to buy 2 pairs, or can you buy 1 pair individually? Because that'd be pretty cool. They don't do that often enough. I feel like we need to go back to that era where you could only buy the shoes in pairs as a pack. You couldn't buy them separately. That actually might work out pretty cool. That might actually be a good way to obviously dissuade resellers too, or whatever else maybe. But you can only buy them together. Originally introduced in 1986, the high mileage running model, the 474 combined mesh, suede, and encapsulability. This iteration maintains the original structure while refining the materials and overall balance. The heritage yellow colorway references the visual language of sport. A yellow suede upper is paired with a silver reflective back tab, off-white tongue, white soles, subtle greys detailing on the midsole. The black colorway takes a more reduced approach. All black upper is contrasted with a white sole, tongue, and suede and leather throughout to create a more elevated interpretation of the silhouette. Priced at only $120, by the way. Priced at only $120. Don't get me wrong, they're not made in the UK, I understand. They're not made in Flimby or anything. But $120 only is fucking brilliant, isn't it? Only $120 is fucking amazing. Dropping on Thursday, 9th of April, 9 AM EST, exclusively on JJJound.com. So you can't buy them anywhere else. You can't buy them on New Balance site. You can only buy them on JJJound.com, which is JJJound, 4Js OUND, 4Js OUND.com. Now let's check out the big colorways. So it's an all black model, which actually looks beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. The all black, oh look what they've done with the tongue. Interesting. I wonder if that's to spec with the OG. So usually on the tongue of a sneaker you have the label at the top there. They've actually taken off the woven label, just completely plain. That's a really clever clever way to introduce some minimalism to a shoe that's already quite pared back and stripped back anyway, especially with the color, with the model, the year it was made in, the lack of over the top paneling or whatever else it may be. That's a really clever way to kind of ramp up the minimalism without going too crazy. Very, very well done. I've never ever seen this before. Just a completely plain tongue, and the nice bright white lining on the insole as well is really cool. You've got the side profile of the shoe here. Looks beautiful. I love the mix of mesh actually here. I love the mix of mesh and suede. Perfectly, you can see it balanced there, which is kind of nice. You've got this really crisp, all one tone end cap midsole. No craziness, no splits, no pies, nothing, which gives it a really, I guess, without going too overboard, nice thick level, nice thick height, without making them look too overtly chunky. I'd wear the fuck out of these, I'm not gonna lie. Both pairs. I'd wear the absolute fuck out of these, on God. There's the other side profile. You see more of them there. There's the most important view from looking for the top down. Did it really nice in the front. I've always liked that kind of angular section here on the toe box there. That kind of helps to cover your big toe more. So in case someone does step on it, they have a little bit of a layer to get through. It's not still toe, but it's still a little bit of help there. The only thing I'd be a little bit picky about is the lack of relacing. I hate that a lot of brands and companies never relace their shoes. Like one of the things I always knew to do, from maybe it's a retail era thing, was to always relace shoes, especially if you've got to put them on display. Take the shoe out of the box and relace them properly, because they come out of the factory like this, but they should be relaced properly where, like, you know, this particular lace is over, under, instead of being under, over type of thing. But anyway, regardless, still a really nice touch. I love the crispness of the tongue, blending in with the lining on the inside of the shoe. That works really well in terms of giving it a bit of a pop of color here. So you've got color blocking on the outside, color blocking here in the middle, and you've got, of course, a nice big hit of JJJJound on the insole. So it's not, usually it's like a co-branded JJJJound. There's no a lot of branding at all. The only ends on this are on the side, like the lateral side of the shoe, and they've been completely, the tonal. So the only overt branding you can see are on the insole, really, because especially with it being the font being darker and the insole color being light. But still, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all. See a bit of the front version here, and the heel tab. Are they okay? They're not embroidered. The JJJJound logo is not embroidered or embossed at all. It is no, sorry, it's not embroidered. It's just been embossed. But it looks like a really good press. It looks like a really crisp print there. Maybe it would last a bit, but again, I think over time, if you wear these a lot, and your denim starts to bleed into the heel tab, or the paint on the the brand starts to chip away, I think it actually add a bit of character, make them look actually a bit more interesting. So, or have a little bit more spark behind them, which I don't mind. Oh, look at the M caps midsole, that little diagonal separation of the midsole. I wonder what that's about. I'd love to glean more understanding as to what this little diagonal partition here is on the midsole. But we continue. Again, that's probably my favorite angle here. This angle here from the back is kind of my favorite angle, no pun intended. This angle here, right here, with this suede and the mesh, beautiful. What else is going on here? More great stuff. Oh, gorgeous, that color, absolutely gorgeous. But the pièce de résistance, oh, look at how simple as well the boxes too. Look how simple the boxes. Clear white box for the most part, nothing too overtly crazy. Clear white plastic, or sorry, a grey, I guess, white cardboard box. New Balance branding on the top and the side, and then obviously on some sides, and obviously the JJJJound hit there as well, which you can't go wrong. But the actual great colorway, the canary yellow colorway, it might be the best, because on this canary yellow colorway, you get the added advantage of also getting a 3M heel tab, which I think is a nice little touch. So this particular colorway, the majority of the body is made up of this really nice yellow tone that is matched perfectly with the mesh and the suede, and then you've also got this nice leather end on the side there as well, on both sides of the shoe. That might be a little bit more tumbled leather, I'm not too sure. That's like it's just tumbled leather. You got some suede here and some mesh. The mesh is obviously gorgeous in terms of its color and its kind of style or design, sorry, for lack of a better term. And as you can see here from the side view, there is this great little 3M heel tab, which you don't get in the blacks, unfortunately. That would have been a nice touch on the blacks. Instead, they opted for a black leather heel tab. But I think a really nice silver heel tab would have, or 3M, so it would have worked well. And you've also got this little cup thing, whatever, stability thing at the back that's also grey, which is a really nice touch too. But yeah, really, and obviously the lining on the inside is black, instead of it being all white like it was on the black pair. Brilliant, man. Beautiful shoe. 120 as well. Only 120. Oh, look at the petition on the back here. Oh, interesting. The petition on the back of this is grey, the midsole, instead of being all white as it is on the blacks. You still got the same embossed logo, but just 3M around it. I think that's 3M anyway. I think that's 3M. I'm pretty sure that's 3M on the heel. Fantastic model. Dropping, as I said here, April 9th. I love the detail, by the way, without having the label on the tongue. Such a clever little, nice little subtle detail there. I ain't mad at it in the slightest. I ain't mad at it. It might be a good festival shoe, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not the most practical, but might be a good festival shoe. Might be a good fucking festival. Maybe both pairs. Take both pairs to a festival. One Friday. One's a Friday shoe, one's a Saturday shoe. One might be a Friday shoe, one might be a Saturday shoe. Big up JJJJound, man. Killed it. Big up JJJJound. April 9th. Check them out if you're interested. Check them out if you're interested. Continuing on, big up Mixmag. Mixmag has a crazy news here regarding a new boutique nightclub called Nocturna to launch in Ibiza this summer. I'm actually looking and planning, hoping, fingers crossed, that I could be out in Ibiza and maybe even for a couple of days just to kind of smell what it's about. I'm really interested to see what Ibiza is actually like, because it's completely different to what I'm really into when it comes to going out, right? Most of you kind of know my vibe and what I like, but it's completely different to what I'm usually about, which is a lot of fold, a lot of kind of Berghain type of vibes. But I'm curious to see this type of partying in Ibiza, because it's got, you know, long history from like the 80s, 70s era, where it's a lot of lounge bars. It's a lot of places where there's seating, basically, right? It's a lot of places where there's seating. Maybe there's a lot of like kickbacks, kickback afters that are done in a different way than how I know afters are done in the kind of quote unquote techno scene, underground scene. I'm really curious to see it. I'm really curious to see what their resident DJs sound like, the type of people they do book, if they want to do tavern afters, the type of freaks and weirdos that you might find that are not like. I really want to just feel and catch the vibe of what it's actually like, because you know, some of the TikToks and videos I've seen of people there, it just looks so good. I really want to see it for myself. So this article is as follows: the new 380 capacity boutique nightclub. Boutique 380 is tiny, isn't it? I love that though. That's my dream size for my first nightclub that I open will probably be around the 250 to 500 mark in terms of capacity. That's enough of a size to like build a nice community, build a nice, you know what I mean, scene, whatever vibe, but also have enough room so if somebody really big wants to pass through, they can. Located beneath the Los Feliz Hotel in Calle de Bou, Nocturna will feature a high fidelity sound system made for both listening and dancing, with its interior designed by creative director Sue Wilkinson and architecture firm Ducant Atelier. The new nightclub will join numerous other White Isles venues in implementing a no phones policy, which is hopes to further protect the privacy experience of the encourage a moment enjoyment, escapism. That's really helpful, because Ibiza for the most part is mostly like a show and tell type of thing, right? Everybody there's like a showing and bragging and, you know, flexing and shit. So when you have a no phones policy in a place like that, it will drastically improve the quality of the nights out. It's going to drastically improve the quality of your nights out. A place like Ibiza having a no phones policy really do. Lineups will also be kept tightly under wraps, though a press release details of the club will work with a mix of international headliners, extended residencies, and selected promotorship. By the way, I like that. I feel like a lot of the lore around Ibiza was mostly made or created by residents, local heroes / residents, and maybe some international headliners. But I feel like most of the lore around Ibiza was from residents who went up to become legends, you know? Like that one guy who died recently. Forgot his name. Bald head. He's got one name as a DJ and I forgot his fucking name. But a lot of those guys kind of came up being resident DJs, playing, you know, graveyard shifts all the way until becoming the quote-unquote headliner. So I think it's going to be great. Nocturna's creative and music direction is being led by Andrew Livesay, one half of the DJ duo The Brothers Grimm, while Italian DJ and producer Pascal Marcini will create the club's vision and identity. So let me actually see. I think there might be an actual. Let me see if there's an Instagram for it. I'm curious to see if there's an Instagram for it. Ibiza Instagrams. Maybe there might be more pictures of what it's actually going to look like on the inside. So is that the one? Yeah, there you go. Diego Calva. He's got more images there. Yeah, there we go. So Nocturne Ibiza opens this coming already summer 2026. They've got an official website already there as well. Let's actually check out. That's the logo, red and black or black on red, which is great. Kind of reminds you of Circo Loco a little bit. And then you've got more images of what the club's going to look like on the inside from a person called Diego Calvo Ibiza. Nocturna, a place for nightcats. Love that. A new kind of boutique nightlife experience. No phones, audiophile style listening room with intimate dance floors set beneath Los Feliz, La Calle de Bou. Exceptional sound, refined service, considered diverse program, and delivered within a beautifully designed space. Oh, could you imagine? This is what we need more of. Could you imagine DJing in a club that looks like this? with all the colors, with all the hues, with all the LEDs, with that incredible bar of light that just runs from the back of the club all the way on top from the roof right behind you or right over you, over your head. These big fucking, the whole thing has been colored red, I think, isn't it, right? Whole place has been covered, literally looks like it's been dipped in blood or soaked in blood somewhat, but not in a menacing way, you know? Yeah, so here, no, look at that. If that's what it actually ends up looking like. I don't know if this is a rendering or this is actually what it looks like on the inside. If this is what it actually ends up looking like, where you got all this space on the side here for people to sit down on their tables, right? With some great looking chairs here. But then in the middle, you've got an actual dance floor, you know? An actual fucking dance floor with loads of space for you to get down, wine and grind and all everything else in between. A great DJ booth. But by the way, DJ booth that's on the floor level, ground level. Everybody knows this. The best DJ booths are the ones that are on the ground level. None of those kind of high up on the fucking pedestal. DJs are just like you and I, regular people. Don't put them on pedestals. As you see here, some more pictures of the inside. The bars on the right hand side, it looks like as you're coming in. Left hand side is all the private seating area, I guess, for the tables and VIPs and shit. More seating areas there towards the right of the booth too. Combining music, fashion, art, and our objective is to create or curate an amazing low pressure space with incredible sound system. A Japanese style listening room, but with a dance floor. That's a great idea. I've always wondered that, because I'm in Japanese style listening rooms, it's not really encouraged you dance, right? I guess it's kind of like looked down upon, frowned upon if you suddenly get up and start dancing because there's not much room. Everything's kind of like, because what I remember Japanese listening rooms looking like was that they were kind of overly cluttered in a way, organized in a right, you know, clever, aesthetically pleasing way, but usually kind of cluttered, not a lot of room, so you couldn't really dance. Most you could do is tap your feet and nod your head and shit. But that's a really cool concept, like a listening room but with a dance floor. An end-to-end experience where service, connection, and community all really matter, says Aaron Meller, founder and managing director of Tokyo Industries. Look at that beautiful club. Is that what it actually looks like on the entrance? Is that the building where it's actually housed in, or is this AI? I don't know, but that cat logo is fucking great. A place for nightcats is great. Nocturnal, fucking love it. Kai De Bo was crying out for a new reference point, and Nocturna aims to become a new place to be. A phone-free experience where the focus is on the dance floor, living in the moment, open to both guests staying at our hotels and lovers of the island's club culture. Nocturna was created to bring something different to the scene, revive a sense of community and nightlife with an eclectic program, cinematic design, and spectacular sound. So basically, it almost feels a little bit like what's that fucking place? Like that place in California. I'm trying to think of its name again. The hotel everyone likes to go in. It sounds like it sounds like one of those hotels, but with a club as well, dance floor. But yeah, it looks incredible. And I love the key, by the way. Love the key. Definitely gonna try and buy one of those. If that's a piece of merch you can purchase, I'm definitely gonna be buying that. And you know what for? It's gonna be bumps o'clock. Because I can't imagine a better place to go get fucked up in either. To be fair, I can't imagine a better place to be. Let's check out this guy. Who's this guy? Big up Diego Calva. So I guess this is his hotel, right? So it must be this concept hotel group. So I'm guessing this is where the club's going to be, in this space. It's going to be in this space. Love the vibe, man. Love the fucking 70s era vibe. It's going to be amazing to see. Nocturna Hotel, Nocturna Club coming very, 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 very soon. Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Cannot wait when that officially opens. I'm really curious to see what it looks like when it officially opens. Big up the Nocturna team. Big up the Blood Clot Nocturna team. Okie dokie. Next on the list, I wanted to mention something that I thought was kind of cute, kind of cool, but also mildly depressing. Mildly depressing. Not overly depressing, but mildly depressing. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I should have probably queued it up earlier, shouldn't I? I should have probably queued it up earlier. Let's see if I can find it on here. Maybe I'll go on my bookmarks, actually double check it, because there was a particular topic that I wanted to mention to you people that I thought would have been on. Oh, okay, cool. Maybe I don't have it. Maybe I do not have it. Peggy? Nothing to do with Peggy here on my list? Yeah, there we go. Big up Peggy. Big up Peggy Gou. So this is a really great little clip here, but I'm not going to lie. This is a nice little clip here from Peggy Gou when she recently played at, what's the club called again? Miami Space Miami. Somebody said a really good little diss the other day, which I think was really sad, really kind of mean, but also I think kind of accurate. They were like, oh, Space Miami is like Berghain for normies or Berghain for NPCs, which was a bit mean, but it also made sense because the people, I follow a lot of people, what they call themselves? They call themselves burners. I follow a lot of like burner accounts, a lot of kind of burners, I guess, who are part of that tech house type of scene, who love like Chris Lake and them man there. And they fucking love going to Club Space Miami. They fucking love going to Club Space Miami. They fucking love it so much. It's a #1 place. And I love that fact that they've got their own little community of people that they go with. They go there only for the positive vibes. They're always talking about, they're always kind of pushing the, hey, go out there and dance more, get on the dance floor, shake your fucking derriere, get off your phone, get on the fucking packets, go fucking crazy. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And this particular clip as well kind of exudes this. Peggy Gou, I guess, played there recently, and she posted this clip of this girl going crazy at the club. I think she went viral earlier because she was doing some weird thing with her mouth, but she's really going for it. And the really sad thing is that she's the only one doing it. That's why I said it's kind of bittersweet. Like Peggy Gou shouting out this girl for really having a good time and dancing during her set instead of just standing there taking a picture. But in this packed nightclub, she's also one of the only people really going for it on the dance floor, which is really kind of sad in a way. This is a clip. Big up Peggy Gou. Do you hear that song? Big up the caption. The caption too. Big up K. The caption says, "Girl, you're a vibe. Love seeing somebody dancing like this." And that's the only. And there's 2 girls in front of her on their phone, and everyone else around them aren't even dancing. Like, how can you hear that particular bop and not dance? How could you hear that? Whatever that track was, how can you fucking hear that and not want to dance? How could you hear that house, that level of house, and not want to be like throwing shit to she was? That's the only way to be. Especially if you're on a platform. I think they're on a platform, right? Which I also love, by the way. Big up these burner accounts. They're fucking great. These burner accounts I follow on Twitter are fucking awesome. They're always getting on it. And I love that whenever there's a guy on the platform, they shame them to come off. They're like, nah, only girls go in there and girls gotta dance, you know? I love that they don't let people sit on the little platform things that they have in Club Space Miami. And they also make sure that all the fucking people that are on there are dancing. But she's the only one there that's really going for it. I really don't understand how you could be on a platform like that, listen to Peggy Gou dancing and not fucking be going crazy. But I also think, weirdly enough, I think if you're gonna be in these type of places, one of my other things I think, I'm not the biggest fan of like the VIPification, if that's the term. The VIPification of the DJ booth, I think, has been destructive and a little bit problematic in a sense, because everyone kind of like begs for guest lists and VIP and all that malarkey to get in a booth just to stand around or to be able to go in the green room and do fucking drugs. But I also feel like if you're gonna make the DJ booth a thing, have the people in the DJ booth be the actual dancers, the actual ravers. They should be in there, because DJ booth will allow you a bit more room, right, to kind of really get your fucking groove on, move your shoulders, move your hips, move your feet. And it'll be great if people like this were rewarded with wristbands and guest passes to be in the DJ booth, as opposed to all the fucking beg friends, as opposed to all the fucking groupies, as opposed to all the fucking lickers, as opposed to the people smooching, trying to fucking get one up. You know what I mean? Those are the people that should be in the DJ booth. More. We need more of those people in the DJ booth and less of the fucking hangers on and the grifters, you know? Big up that girl, man. Big up that fucking girl. Let's see, is there more clips of Peggy Gou? I want to see if there's more clips of Peggy performing. Let's see if there's any more here. Anything more? Nope, we don't see anything there. But big up Blood. Is that her? Was that actually her dancing? I'm not sure what that was. This girl called Planted. But let me see if I can find more Peggy Gou clips actually, so to see what the actual performance was saying. I think it was last weekend, wasn't it? I think it was last weekend that she was performing somewhere, and people were going crazy there in the crowd. What was it? Yeah, it was Club Space Miami. Big up her. It was Club Space Miami. She was. It was a Solid Grooves night. Okay, cool. That's why I saw a Solid Grooves logo in the back. It was a Solid Grooves night, actually. Obviously, with everyone in Solid Grooves there. Another Beltran, Benster. Oh, to be fair, the lineups in Club Space Miami are not too bad, you know. The lineups in Club Space Miami are crazy. Okay, oh yeah, it's Miami Music Weekend, isn't it? True. So this is just finished, right? 30+ hour Miami Music Week closing party. It's probably just finished now, right? If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's finishing on Tuesday. God damn. It's finishing on Tuesday. It's started on 29th of March. 30+ hours. It finishes on Tuesday. Bake plus back to back with Sister System. Gigola's playing in Club Space Miami now. Huh. She's a bit interesting, isn't it? The shift Gigola has made. She was kind of underground. Now she's playing in Club Space Miami. Interesting, isn't it? Look all the festivals she's playing in coming up in the summer. Big up her. Killing it. But she's no longer fucking underground. Gigola is no longer underground, that's for sure. Gigola, Ketama, Josh Baker, Prosper, Beltran, Loco Dice. Ooh, that'll be a good one. That's a nice one, isn't it? Beltran and Loco Dice back to back sounds tasty. Another back to back with Michael Bibby. Big up Michael Bibby. Marco Corolla, no back to back by the way. He's too much of a legend in the G. No back to back with Marco Corolla. Frankie Rizardo back to back with Ilario Alicante. Surprise guest Miguel Tonne back to back with Amada, and Luciano back to back with Maher Daniel. I'm not mad at that at all. Let's just check out Peggy Gou's Instagram. I want to see what that Club Space Miami looked like, because that looked like fun. That looked like fucking fun. Big up Peggy Gou. That looked like real. That looked like a vibe. What was it saying out there? What was it saying in Club Space Miami out there? Let's see. She got any clips? Great tour this month. Nothing but good vibes. She says, I believe anyone we connect with is a reason. Cute fate. Taking a month off now. Be back. New music by. Oh, I love that. Good. To be fair, that's how you should be, isn't it, as a DJ? Go crazy. Have a blast. And then take a month off. Or a couple. I think, what's the main month people take off in DJ world? Is it August or September? I think it's August. It's one of those months where a lot of DJs go to Bali, India, regroup, detoxify, sober up, whatever else it may be. So big up Peggy. Anything? Let's see if you got anything from Miami Club Miami. New York. Oh, those are hats. Is that her brand? Merch. Oh, I love these. New York incoming. I love these hats. Wow. These are great. She made her own snapback hats. These are awesome. I really like these designs. Oh, look what it's got. On the little holes on the hat, they're made, instead of being just regular, I think they made heart signs. So you got the PG Peggy Gou logo here. Then you got the NY on the other side. 5-panel snapback hats. Really nice. I'd wear one of these. These are really cool. I'd wear one of these. These are really fucking cool. I ain't mad at these at all. Any clips here? I'll big up David Gutman, legend in Miami scene. Take it personal. He signed her book. Nice. Pauser and Demman, obviously Miami. No clips, no? She's okay. No clips on Club Space Miami. No clips on Club Space. Let me see. But let's see. By Miami. Anything from here? By Miami. Anything from here? No sounds. No sounds or anything. Let's see if there's anything going on. Anything? No clips from Club Space Miami. Her with some fans. Come on now. Come on. No, nothing cool. Oh, and by the way, this particular clip here, where she's got her hand up super high up in the phone, hanging with a fan. Little things like this go a long way. More people need to do this. This is probably a lot of it. Maybe she was on her way to do something else, right? This is little stuff like this will make me a fan of yours forever. Little things like this will make me a fan of yours forever. This girl now, you can't ever tell her anything about Peggy Gou. She's gonna defend Peggy Gou with her fucking life. And I wish more fans would realize this sort of shit, you know? Wish more artists would realize this sort of shit. It doesn't take that much. This little bit of effort you make like this, stretching up, doing this crazy fucking selfie, the fan now is going to be your fucking defender until the end of fucking time. You get me? But these motherfuckers don't get it. They don't get it. Let's go to the Solid Grooves Instagram. Let's see Solid Grooves. Hopefully Solid Grooves has some clips from Club Space Miami so we can see what happened and what went down. Because I'm curious to see what the vibe was like. Any clips here? No story, no that. Rah, people are actually in the moment then, isn't it? Maybe people are in the moment. Let's see. Maybe there's no... People actually in the moment, it looks like. Okay, fair play. People are actually in the moment. Not a lot of clips. Not a lot of clips here. Let's see. This is one of another talk, and the terrace talks back. The marathon is in full swing, ready for the final finale. Love it. Honestly, that album, when did that drop? Whenever that album dropped, I was playing it on fucking repeat. Another are so fucking good, man. When did that album drop? When did another album drop? When did the album drop? When did that album drop? What's that album called? On a Trip. Was it last year? Ooh! I replayed that album on the loop. That is such a good album, man. Big up another, man. Fucking fantastic clip there of them playing at Club Space Miami. We got a clip here with who's this? With Pauser, Michael Bibi, and what's that guy called? Forgot his name in a minute. Dennis Cruz. Big up Dennis Cruz. Yeah, Club Space Miami looks like fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. Club Space Miami looks like a fucking vibe. Mine to reach one day. Mine to reach one day. So good. Honestly, such a solid crew, such a solid fucking crew. Michael Bibi. Woo! Crazy. So good, so fucking good, man. Come on, look at the dance, look at the jumping. Honestly, too good, man, too good. Too fucking good, man. Too fucking good. Actually, what they're doing here, is a London event, yeah? Oh, Labyrinth. Okay, Labyrinth are doing a Michael Bibi event. Fucking hell, they've grown in it. Big up Labyrinth, man. I used to go to their events all the time where they put on like Dixon and fucking Innovision, you know, label nights and shit. Now look at them. They're on a level where they're doing fucking Michael Bibi nights and shit, right? Seth Troxler, was that Frankie's, Rizardo, Lockie, someone called Delilah. Not mad at that at all. Not mad at that at all. That's actually a really decent lineup, actually. Big up Labyrinth. Let's just see what Michael Bibi's got in his stories here. Hanging out with Grotman, it looks like, right? Michael Bibi out here. Nice. Love it. Okay, cool. Let's do Club Space Miami. I want to see more clips from Club Space Miami, actually. What's Club Space Miami talking about? I want to see more Club Space Miami little clips. What else we got from Club Space Miami? Anything more here? And then we can move on. What they got in their stories. East End dubs, huh? We don't East End dubs. We want...
Can't wait to turn.
Yeah, I don't know.
And you just don't.
I would thought Gigolo is a lot more underground than that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of surprised that she's playing these type of places. Big up Gigolo though. Big up Katama too.
These bitches wanna school and my
Ooh, yeah, Josh Baker and what's that in Prosper? Absolutely carnage there too. Josh Baker and Prosper out there doing crazy bits and bobs on the dance floor. You got another. What's that? Frankie Rizardo and Seth Troxler there too. Madness. Big up everybody that went to Club Space. Big up everybody that went to Club Space. Looked like a fun time. Looked like a solid fun time. Cannot wait to go myself at one point. Cannot wait to go myself at some point. One point. At some point. At one point. Moving on. Big up the cause. One of the best venues we have here in London. Outside of Fold. One of the best venues we have here in London, especially for one of the new ones. They do great work. I really like what they do because I feel like there's not a lot of overlap between the club nights they have at Cause and have at Fold. Maybe the only overlap is maybe the crowd. There are some queer, gay crowds and stuff that go to Fold, that would go to Cause. But I love how they don't try to copy what the Fold does. Because I feel like there are too many clubs here in London. One especially being E1, right? That does, they try and copy Fold too much. Because Fold's the kind of the benchmark, right? Of everybody. Everyone's trying to aim to that level. It's kind of like the London Berghain, for lack of a better term. Everyone's trying to aim to what they do and copy what they do. I do like the fact that the Cause do their own thing. They do their own thing. It's their own sound. It's their own vibe. And the club's kind of done in the way, which is just completely different to what Fold do. So I love that different appeal they have to things. So I really recommend if you're looking for a night out. One of the things I love about Cause, similar to Fold, you can go there blindly. You don't have to be worried about the lineup. You know, that's I think a marker of a really good club. You can go to the Cause blindly. Like for instance, this past weekend, what happened at the Cause? I'm curious to see. If I go to the Cause and I go RA, let's see what happened this past weekend, because I feel like you can go to the Cause without actually knowing what's going on. It's going to be a good night. So this past weekend, they had a Young Sing, Riria, Josie Mitsu playing at the Cause. Then they had the Oranges night happening. Oh, Narcissus with fucking Soul Match Transit System all night long over there in the Cause. Pascal Benjamin, Alex Arnott with Cam Foster before that. Tusi Pero night was there too. And then if you check up and coming events, you'll see a lot of great stuff there. The Cause, very, very good Friday. Striptease event, Repost event happening. Striptease Queer Rave with 2 dance floors. You got the No Stranger with Frankie Rosado, DJ EZ happening on the 5th of April. So many great nights. Right, Club Verboten's happening as well the following weekend, April 10th. So many great nights. But the news I was going to share here regarding Folk Cause is as follows, courtesy of Mixmag. The Cause opens a multi-purpose event space in East London. The Docklands Warehouse is available to hire and occasionally play host to parties. Really cool. In Docklands, again, that's becoming like a place to be now. And there's a lot of cool warehouses and little spaces popping up. I've seen a lot of underground raves happening there, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen a bunch of great underground raves happening in those sort of areas south of the river. So it seems like that place is kind of obviously popping up. I would love to hear it. And the Cause has acquired, looks like a warehouse space, a multi-purpose warehouse space somewhere over there as well, which is great. I guess, what's it, south of the river? Docklands isn't really south of the river, but it's obviously over the river, if that makes sense. Yeah, kind of, because I was kind of brought up in that area. Big up Docklands, big up Road Docks, big up Prince Regent's DLR station, Canton DLR station, you know, all that good shit in between, or Custom House DLR station, kind of that thing in between. Let's continue on. It says the Cause has shared details of a brand new multi-purpose event space in London described as an industrial blank canvas. Revealing news on Instagram yesterday, the Cause explained that the new space will be available to hire, but will also play host to occasional parties. Ooh. I want to see those occasional parties. I wonder what that's going to be like. Let's actually check it out here. Someone shared that with me. Who shared that with me? Someone shared that with me. Okay, cool. What does it say here? The Cause. Big up whoever shared that with me, by the way. Whoever you are, big up. I think that's somebody called Patrick, isn't it? Big up whoever you are there. Sorry I missed your message if you did share it with me. But this is the original thingy. It says, we've never been very good at staying in one lane. Exactly true. What started as a one-room pulse in Totty grew into, yeah, true. That's actually true. Wasn't it like Manor House or something weird, right? And now look at them, proper operation. They've got a record club, coffee store, all these things, the clubs and shit. They're killing it. And also the thing I like about the Cause, by the way, just before you mention on the blurb, it's right next to Canton Station. It's like literally 5 minutes away, so it's easy to get home. Agreed to something that refused to sit still. We shifted walls, took on a new homes, and expanded from just a club, bending space into whatever moment demanded, from intimate dance floors to bars, record shops to our next top music video, or just a casual late night confessional. Now we go again. We've peeled back the layers of our trusty club's workshop and to create an industrial blank canvas for your creativity to thrive. Whether you're a location scout on the lookout for a next Guy Ritchie gangster flick, or an up and coming artist looking for a film, a music video, this space has you covered. Measuring 43 meters in length, 9mm wide with a whopping 9mm ceiling height. This perfect for everything, for shoots, builds, exhibitions, and pop-ups. And every now and then we'll flip the switch and let it dance. Starting with our Easter Friday show, which is creeping up fast and set to sell out soon. New ideas, new rooms, just finding more ways to make this thing breathe. For inquiries, Really cool, man. Really cool fucking space. Big up the cause. Always killing it. Always killing it. Finding new spaces to build out of. Again, you know, figuring shit out, because we don't have a lot of purpose-built spaces, so you just have to kind of figure shit out in London. You got to freestyle, you got a little bit get creative, you got to get DIY, and that's one thing you give Cause credit for. They've always been the masters of fucking DIY, and they've been winning at it recently too. Big up the Cause. Let's see if they've got any stories actually no stories over the weekend. What happened over the weekend actually? Over the weekend was what? What happened? I just mentioned it, didn't I, earlier? What happened over the weekend? Past weekend, what did they have? What night did they have? They had an Origins night, right? With Narciss. Let's see what Narciss is saying. Was Narciss there? Has he got any clips of himself performing at the Cause, or was it all phone coveting? Let's see what he's saying. Big up Narciss, or Narciss, I think his name is, right? DJ, right? Got his name, by the way. There we go. Many S's on his name. Unfortunately, no clips, it looks like, from his night playing there, but still looks pretty great. Let's do the Cause Instagram. Look, actually, let's just do the Cause. Actually, let's do this. Go back and go here. The Cause. Go to this flyer. What's this actually? What's he doing here? Okay. What's Narciss doing here?
Hello, everyone. I once again made it back from the outside, and I brought some new records. So what do you say we do a little round of what's in my record bag? The first record is de mi hermana Sol Ortega, and it's a new record on Mitsubasa Records. I really like it. It's kind of like Sol's trademark, very classy sounding, Detroit-inspired chords over the top of pounding rhythms. She's taking a little bit more of like a detour towards some deep sounds, which I think like suits her very well. Then I got this piece on Klasse Rex, which is an iconic label. Shout out to the real ones who remember when Fiac still used to release on Klasse Rex. This record is by Luca Lozano. It's super nice. It's very electro-y, very dirty, very nasty, if I dare say so myself. My favorite mix is the Do You Like to Dance mix, which is very good. Next up, I have this adorable looking record. Did I pick it up from the record shelf because of its cover? Yes, obviously. Did I buy it because of that? Hell no! It's super good. They're very satisfying. They're still kind of a little bit pumpy. They're like some nice sexy hip swingers, and boy do I love swinging my hips sexily.
Yeah, man's look like he's got no homo, no pause, but Narciss look like he's got pulling a wagon there, innit? He looks like he's pulling a crazy wide load there, innit? Man built like a transit van. Big up Narciss still. Big up Blood Clot Narciss. Let's check out anything here. I want to see from the Cause actually. Do you have any clips of the night and what would happen with Narciss playing over there at fucking Fort? Cut the Cause. Anything? Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Let's see the Cause Instagram location. What do we have here? What do we have? I just want to see what people were looking like, what the vibe was saying. Let's see. Recent. Anything going on there? Who is this? No. No, we don't want that one. We don't want that. Anything else going on there? My mom said shit, it's probably a good sign of a night, innit? There's not a lot of pictures here, innit? Not a lot of clips, actually. Not a lot of content in terms of what went down behind the scenes on the dance floor. You had to be there, I guess. You had to be there.
Till the wheels.
You had to be there, I guess. I guess you had to be there.
Hello. I am playing my first ever UK festival slot at Plans After Festival on
Love to hear it. Oh, look at that outfit. Fucking hell. Big up, who's that? Big up Blood Clot Daniel. Big up Daniel. Insane outfit. Daniel, I'll try. Yeah. Yeah, big up Daniel and the girl them. Big up Daniel and the girl them outside. Big up Daniel. They went to go see somebody called, who's this? Malugi. Big up Malugi. They went to go see Malugi play. They went to go see Man Like Malugi. Man Like Malugi was playing out there, right? Nice to see that. Big up Malugi. Cool. Big up them. Big up them. Big up them. Love to see it. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Love to fucking hear it. Let's continue on. One more news, courtesy of Mixed Mag regarding dance floor stuff, was this crazy seizure. Crazy seizure in Southampton, which makes sense because that's another port area where all the drugs come in from different parts of the world, mostly South America, you would imagine. 1 ton of cocaine discovered in banana shipment in Southampton. 1 ton of cocaine discovered in a banana shipment in Southampton. Absolutely insane amount of drugs, found there by the border force police over there in Southampton. Whoever got this nabbed is going to be in big trouble, right? Whoever got this nabbed is in big trouble. And I imagine we might see a bit of a spike in prices, a bit of a drought over here in the UK. That's a lot of bricks there. Almost 1 ton of cocaine was discovered inside a shipment of bananas in Southampton last week after it was thought it was travelled from Nicaragua via Panama to the UK. Authorities intercepted the shipment on Wednesday, 18th of March, which contained 943 kilograms of cocaine packed in black plastic alongside dozens of pallets of bananas. An investigation was launched by the National Crime Agency, NCA, and 2 men from the UK subsequently arrested and charged with connection with the drug shipment. That's a crazy amount, isn't it? You're probably going to get crazy amount of years for that. The 37-year-old Daniel Dimitri, or Dumitru, maybe he's Romanian, seems like. Daniel Dimitri from West Midlands, and a 46-year-old called Andrew Smith, definitely sounds like a regular white guy, from Merseyside, were both charged with importing Class A drugs after appearing in Southampton Magistrates Court. I wonder though, if you get caught and arrested for this amount of drugs, when you go to prison though, right? When you go to fucking prison, will you be walking around like a legend? Are you a boss? I think you're a little bit of a boss, you know. You might walk around with your chest popped up a little bit, because that's a crazy seizure. That's gonna give you some stripes. You might get some stripes in your fucking jacket for that. Investigators warned last week that drug smugglers were becoming more and more inventive in the way that they were shipping illicit substances, following the past reports of drug found among salt shipments inside broom handles, or even mixed with bottles of red wine. Huh? How can they mix it inside of red wine? Or did they make it? How did they do that? I'm curious to see that. Mixed it in red wine. How? Red wine. How is that even possible? How do you do that? Let's see. Red wine. How do you do that? Red wine. What's that? Let's see. Red wine cocaine shipment seized. How the fuck they do that? What does that look like? They mean the bottles or something. How do they make that? Suspected liquor. Oh, it's an. Oh, look at that. Crazy. So the untrained eye, you'd have no idea. So allegedly, they found a way of making. So I guess in white wine, okay. So they can make this. They make it into liquid. So they export it into liquid, or in liquid form. Then wherever it gets, they obviously finish the process and brick up and shit. So it's liquid form of cocaine. Looks so. This is from I guess maybe somewhere in China, where they impounded it. Suspected liquid cocaine on the left and white wine on the right. If you didn't know, you'd think they're both Chardonnays, isn't it? You wouldn't know. Just, obviously, the white wine is a lot darker, but side by side, you would never know. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Side by side, you would never guess. Very interesting. Because at first I thought, when they said red wine, I thought they meant, you know, sometimes you can get those bottles, like if you go to festivals. Like these are really good, that helped me before in the past. I think I took a lighter. When I had some of my gear, when I went to a festival, I bought one of those like fake lighter things, right? Where it looks like a real lighter. So some of them actually light up, but they've got like a fake bottom and you can kind of like roll up your shit and put them in there. But they also have these fake bottles that you can have where the outside of it kind of looks like one way. Or maybe it's the inside, whatever. The lining looks one way, but then the inside you can kind of fill up with your illicit stuff and whatever it may be. So I wonder if they did the same thing where they made a bottle look like a regular wine, but then on the inside it's kind of filled with drugs. But that's crazy, and I didn't know they could do that. Wow. The supply of Class A drugs badly damages society and bring in violence and addiction to our communities. The NC branch manager, Sanju Saskuma says, or Sasikuma, seizing these drugs deprives the crime group behind the importation of huge profits that can be plowed back into further offending. In 2024, a similar shipment of 5.7 tons of cocaine was discovered. The only stuff that happens when I think about this sort of stuff, right? When I read these type of stories, I think to myself, the amount of stuff that must get through though. That's the first thing that comes to mind when I see these stories. The amount of stuff that must get through is crazy, you know? If they're shipping to this level, the amount of bricks, the amount of illicit drugs, that's why it's almost impossible. The war on drugs is almost impossible to win. Not almost, it probably is impossible to win. It probably is impossible to fucking win any war on drugs because the techniques are more sophisticated. Like this one, this headline from Sky News: cocaine worth 18 million shipped in kitchenware seized in Essex port. So tons get through, but then one or two get caught, stuck, whatever. Maybe some of it is like a sacrificial lamb, like it's part of business. You kind of like, sacrifice a whole chunk to get like 7 through, and your 7th kind of gets caught. Or no, to get 6 through, 7 gets caught. Who knows? But Jesus Christ, I can only imagine. Oh, they don't post the pictures because they don't want people to probably get ideas, isn't it? They don't really post the pictures of how they smuggle them in. They want people to probably get ideas, I'm assuming. But it's kind of interesting to see how many sophisticated techniques they have to get some of this stuff, to export some of this stuff through, or smuggle some of this stuff out. It's really fucking fascinating how they do it. Really, really fascinating. What's this one? Police charge 6 members of a high-profile gang about this shit. What did the high-profile gang do? Let's find out the high-profile. What's this? It's got to be one of the only crimes that you can do in life where you're going to get the respect of everybody in prison, I'd imagine. A lot of people in those prisons will probably be big fans of you when they find out shit like this. But yeah, crazy, man. Such a crazy amount. Such a crazy amount. 1 ton. 1 ton is insane. That surely somebody's... and the thing is what's heartbreaking about this sort of news, someone's going to lose their life on the back of this, isn't it? Someone has to lose their life. Like, it's impossible you can lose 1 ton and no one lose their life. Someone has to lose their life too. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nutso. But hey, what do I know? Nothing. I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing. All right, continuing on. And I want to briefly touch upon this because I thought this was rather interesting, right? This is courtesy of Hypebeast. This is courtesy of Hypebeast. Off-White taps 10 global creatives with a new 10x10 project, reimagining 10 iconic designs. I repeat, Off-White taps 10 global creatives with 10x10 project, reimagining 10 iconic designers. So I guess piggybacking off of the success of the Virgil Abloh Archives re-release of the Jordan 1 Alaskas and all the love and appreciation and attention that's been given to the work from Virgil Abloh and the archives and his legacy, Off-White have now decided to get involved and launch a pretty, I think, interesting project, which is actually a really good idea, and I think would have been an actual better solution to go with for the future of Off-White than giving the keys to, what's his fucking name? Ib Kamara. I like Ib Kamara as a person. I think he's a great stylist. I think he did some great work with Virgil before his death in terms of combining and collaborating together and giving him that little bit extra finish and polish when it came to the looks that he's putting together for the runway. But when it comes to making an actual collection, I think he kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I think the clothing are very, very. Most of it was very forgettable. Not a lot of iconic pieces, moments at all. If anything, most of it kind of just looks a little bit. I don't know. There's something about it I just don't like. I'm probably not gonna say it on air, but it's just something about the Ib Kamara era of Off-White that I really dislike. And obviously, it doesn't help that nobody from Virgil's side is kind of involved in it, because obviously Off-White, since Virgil's passing, has been jumped between several different owners and stuff. I think originally it was a New Guards group. Then I think when Virgil signed with Louis Vuitton, it kind of got absorbed with LVMH, and it went somewhere else passing. So it's been around, but it's not in the control of Virgil Abloh's family or estate anymore. And for the most part, whatever Off-White is now isn't what Off-White was when Virgil was around. And obviously, since Virgil's passing, it's kind of lost a little bit of its luster. The only good thing with it is that it's not Virgil's namesake. Although it's called Off-White, and the only thing you can think of when you think of Off-White is Virgil, and maybe those slashes and the fucking sign, right? It's kind of like the name is a lot more, distant from him in particular. But I think the idea of giving each creative person who's kind of linked with Virgil, has a relationship with him, history with him, the ability to design, I guess maybe it might be one item, or let's say it's a little capsule, each person to kind of build together a whole collection, would have been a great way to kind of go about continuing his legacy going forward. Or maybe even saying, hey, for each season, for each collection, for each year, we're going to have different people from his group basically make a capital collection. Then in the end, we might pick one person to do it kind of all the way through. But that would have been a really good way to kind of honor his legacy, as opposed to giving to a person that, doesn't really have the design chops anyway to be that person. And in general, the work they've done so far has kind of sucked. But I think this is a really good idea. I really like this. This is courtesy of Hypebeast. It says Off-White has announced a 10x10. Its new platform tapping 10 global creatives to reimagine 10 of Off-White's most recognizable icons. Delving into the lineup are Ava Niruri, leading the way by focusing on t-shirts. As for Renelle Renelle is a silent photographer, right? The woman that's she also makes the Timberlands and things. She's a really good photographer. I think was in relationship with Ferg. I'm not sure if she still is. So she's doing it. So you got Ava Niruri, I think. Renelle Mandaro, from iStudios, founder, experimenting and reinterpreting eyewear. Raul Lopez is going to be doing bags. Veneda Carter is going to be doing women's wear. Kid Cudi will be doing sneakers. Varsity will be done by Stefan Ashpole, which is great, by the way. Great pick there. Ready Made and Saint makes Utah Yotuso Hosokawa will be spearheading hoodies, and 424 Guillermo Andrade will be in charge of denim. Oh, big up Baffic too, legend, will be doing fine print. Big up Baffic, that's an incredible look as well. Big up my guy Baffic, he'll be doing fine print, which is going to be everything concerning, I guess, books and shit. And then ASAP Nas will be completing objects. From May 2026 to April 2027, a global series of events are set to take place to celebrate 10 initiative and unveil exclusive products. Stay tuned for updates. This is really cool. Really cool. It kind of feels a little bit opportunistic, right? Opportunistic because of what's the Virgil Abloh Archive are doing incredible things, right? They've absolutely killed it when it comes to honoring Virgil's legacy. And I don't think Off-White has done as good of a job since Virgil's passing. Really, they haven't really mentioned much about Virgil. It's kind of obviously been all about Ib Kamara, which is understandable, but it doesn't really they kind of really give a fuck about Virgil's legacy at all. But obviously the reception for what Virgil Abloh legacy has been fucking brilliant. I don't think they've kind of done this overnight, but I do think it's a really interesting initiative. I think it's going to work brilliantly, especially considering each person in this collective has a real direct relationship with Virgil, or had one. So they can obviously call on that. There's a lot of authenticity, I think, with the people that they picked. And I think giving them each an iconic kind of category within the Virgil Abloh kind of like, design practice, wardrobe, whatever, is going to work really well. Especially when you think about, the stuff in quotation and just the items in the wardrobe in general. I think they're all going to fucking smash it. I think this is a really, really good idea. So big up Off-White for their one. They fucking killed it. But there was one person on social who didn't like it. There was one person on social media who did not like it. This is courtesy of a person called Chloe Sultan, the co-founder of Virgil Abloh Archive, criticizes Off-White's 10 by 10 capsule, which makes sense because if you listen to the interview they did on Complex Sneakers with one of the other co-directors of the Virgil Abloh Archives, I forgot his actual name, the black guy, really well spoken, kind of perfectly articulated Virgil's legacy, his approach to design, everything. Like, he spoke really fucking well. Amazing guy. He actually spoke, and I think when he mentioned, I think when the interviewer mentioned about Off-White, the Virgil Abloh Off-Whites, sorry, the Virgil Abloh Archive Alaska Jordan 1s, and they said, oh, look, the inside has been changed. Obviously, it doesn't say Off-White anymore. Why is that? And he basically said, in a very, I think, almost dismissive, not dismissive, you can kind of tell by the way he answered the question that they don't fuck with Off-White at all. The Virgil Abloh, like, it kind of ended on bad terms. It kind of feels like that. Whatever Off-White is now, the Virgil Abloh Archive does not fuck with it at all. The way he said it, I could even feel it in the way he answered the question. So I guess this response makes a lot more sense from this person called Chloe Sultan. It says as follows here, big up Over and Under for getting the screen grab. It says, Chloe Sultan says, beyond gross, anyone who works with this brand is compromised, especially those who know of Off-White's unimaginable disrespect towards V and his family since his passing. But what I wonder if they would maybe elaborate on it. What was disrespect? What happened? Outside of it being sold to different owners or different ownerships, what was the disrespect? I'd love to know what was actually happening, because I don't remember much of it being disrespectful that much. I remember it being sold to various people, right? That's the first thing I remember being, right? Let's see. Off-White sold new owners. It got sold to various different people, I'm assuming, right? Off-White sold, LVMH sold Off-White after Virgil's passing, right? To brand management entity Blue Star Alliance. It was announced in September 2024. Blue Star now controls Off-White LC parent company, aiming to honor Virgil Abloh's legacy. So key details: new owner Off-White. Previous was LVMH. Before that was New Guards Group, right? I'm assuming. I think it went New Guards Group, LVMH, Blue Star Alliance. Because when Virgil signed with Louis Vuitton, LVMH absorbed it, which is why we got the Off-White Virgil on the instep of the fucking Air Force One collaborations. I think so. But it is quite depressing, isn't it? LVMH sells Virgil Abloh's Off-White to Scotch and Soda owner. Ugh, Jesus Christ, that's nasty. Scotch and Soda, you know, absolutely nasty work. But yes, continue with the compromise here, especially those who know and I think it's kind of especially mean too, because I'm assuming this person, Chloe, they know the people that are featured, and I think to be fair to those people too, they probably weren't involved or, you know, involved too much in the Virgil Abloh Archive. Because I was actually interested to see how come I didn't see a lot of these people pictured or doing stuff for the Virgil Abloh Archive. But I guess it now makes sense. It kind of makes sense why a lot of these people who are tied to, especially people like Bafik, 424, ASAP Nas, I'd say Kid Cudi to a certain extent, I haven't been posting much about the Virgil Abloh Archive sort of stuff, or even been getting sent shoes. Now it makes sense, because I wonder, a lot of people, there's a lot of people getting them seeded, but there's some people that aren't getting them seeded. Clearly you can see that they've picked and chosen who they're going to pick them to, send them to. So it feels like it was definitely intentionally done, because some of these people were obviously being picked or selected to do the Off-White thing over there. So I guess I didn't want to, you know, have any overlap. It continues. LOL at the way they're piggybacking all the energy around V's legacy this week. I agree with that one, but also not even mentioning him so cheap. Yeah, that's actually a good point. In the article, does it mention Virgil Abloh's name? Actually, let's go on their thing. Let's go on Off-White's thing. Let's go on Off-White's Instagram. Does it actually mention Virgil Abloh's name? Because it actually doesn't feel like it, does it? So if we go on Off-White here, we go down. Celebrate Virgil as a blank canvas. We go to the next one. Yeah, Off-White. Yeah, there's not a single mention of Virgil there. There's not, see it, even in that caption there. Even in the caption, there's not a single mention of Virgil in the caption. In their actual caption. It's somebody in the comments that said Virgil will be proud. But they don't actually mention Virgil's name. Let's see this other screenshot, this other caption here. Again, no mention of Virgil in the thing. Kind of wild when you think about it, isn't it? It is kind of fucking insane how there's no mention of Virgil's name in the actual caption itself. Very, very odd. Very, very, very odd. Very, 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 very odd. And then obviously you got Ava Nuriri girl. She's going to be doing t-shirts. ASAP Nas will be with it. The clock is not about 10 times about challenging it. Okay. The clock, I don't know what that means, by the way. What the fuck does that mean? The clock is not about telling times about challenging it. What? What? Say that again. What's Vanessa Carter going to say? Come on, girl. Give us a good quote. Through the cut, the female form becomes architecture. Okay. All of these captions sound kind of insane and shit. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, interesting how they don't have any mention of Virgil here, isn't it? No mention of Virgil whatsoever. Huh. And that's it, right? That's the only bit of hate we see there, right, from this person. And then the last caption here, big up Chloe from Sultan. Newsflash, Off-White has nothing to do with Virgil or his family anymore, but they'll continue to try to profit off him nonetheless. If you want to support Virgil legacy, support Off-White. Supporting Off-White is not part of that, sadly. Okay, agreed. Big up Chloe Sultan. So I guess the Virgil Abloh Archive is the only way to really accurately and directly support what Virgil's doing. I just want them to announce a London date. Please announce a London date so I can attend. Please announce a London date so I can fucking attend. I need to attend the London date, hopefully. You got Kanuchi Kimura, Verdi announcing there. Love to see that. Hopefully we get the London date of this very, 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 very soon. I need a little bit of that London event happening soon. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay. Them sitting down. They don't. Not a lot of recording here. Not a lot of recording here is being done. But we move, innit? We move. Not a lot of people here are recording. I think Virgil would have definitely recorded a lot more of these sit downs and panel discussions. But we move, innit? We fucking move. We fucking move. Pick up the Virgil Abloh Archive. Pick up Off-White. Let's see what they do going forward. And then actually we've got a actual exclusive. Is it an exclusive here? What's the exclusive here? We got is it an exclusive? Oh, it actually got the whole breakdown of the people. We've got an exclusive here courtesy of High Snobiety, but I guess with more of a breakdown in terms of what they're going to be doing going forward. Virgil Abloh founder now 30. So they didn't mention them in this blurb here. You got all the different people who are going to be doing it going forward. Big up my guy Bafik. Let's give him some love. Bafik, director, photographer, says everything we see is zeros and ones, like the JPEGs on Instagram timeline, publishing, whether it's a photography, coffee table, zine, or a catalog. What's that catalog? Razoni? What the fuck is Razoni mean? What the fuck does that word mean? Big up Bafik. A catalog razon is a French reason catalog, comprehensive. Oh, big up Bafik. How do you pronounce that? Raison?
Have you ever heard of the term catalog raisonné?
Raisonné, oh raisonné,
no
raison.
History, or
Raisonné.
improving your English.
Catalog
you're in the
raisonné.
right place.
Catalog raisonné.
This term is not only interesting but also opens up a window into how art is documented and studied.
Okay.
Let's explore together what catalog raisonné means and why it's important.
Why is this important? Catalog raisonné. Catalog reasoning.
A catalog raisonné is a comprehensive, annotated listing of all the known works of an artist. The term comes from French, where catalog means a list or inventory, and raisonné translates to reasoned or annotated. This isn't just any list. It's a detailed record that includes descriptions, histories, and often images of an artist's works. It can cover paintings, sculptures, drawings, prints, or any other mediums the artist worked in.
Okay, fair play. Big up Bafik on that one. It freezes something that ebbs and flows like the culture of our times into a physically bound object. It's why I think the publisher, like fine print, is as important as ever, because the thing I'm always wondering is, how will we define the canon of today? Yeah, it even sounds like a version. Big up Bafik. The canon, you know? Big up the words. Big up my guy Bafik out here getting some good press. You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to fucking see it. Big up Bafik. Big up Bafik. Big up Blood Clot Bafik. I love to see that. I love to see that. I love to see that. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Casino Zinga Show, episode number 1029. If it's your first time tuning into the show, thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to have your company. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who are listening via the audio side of the podcast, I will be playing my song of the day. My song of the day will be courtesy of the one and only Cheekface. The song will be from Cheekface. The title of the song will be Hostile Street. Hostile Street, courtesy of Cheekface. I'm going to be playing this track in honor of Cheekface for turning down a lucrative AT&T commercial spot because of their ties to ICE. Big up Cheekface. Cheekface probably lost out on the opportunity to make, I wouldn't say life-changing money, but probably a decent, really good amount of money, because you know how these commercials go. You endorse, you license your songs to a commercial, that shit goes off, and you can make some crazy money. So big up Cheekface for refusing, standing by their principles, their morals, whatever else it may be, their political leanings, and saying, you know what, we don't endorse this, we can't sign off on this AT&T commercial because of their ties to ICE. We love to see it. You love to fucking see it. Big up Cheekface. Big up Cheekface. My song of the day from Cheekface would be Hostile Street. Hostile Street from Cheekface will be playing as a song of the day. If you're listening or checking me out on other platforms, you'll hear it. If it's on YouTube, you won't. It'll just fade to black. And I'll see the rest of you guys for the random show later. But for now, take care, people. Peace.